Yeah, welcome to Cub's Corner. And since it's kind of Greg's Corner also, let's give up to Greg.
Hello and welcome to Cubs Corner Summer Blockbuster Edition. So we've got all kinds of fun stuff on the list. Whether it's any good or not, we don't know until we get to it and discuss it. We
Hey,
haven't really
Greg, spoilers, they all suck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've spoiled it. So
Yeah,
thanks for
you
listening.
just
So
spoiled
thanks
the whole
for
stream.
listening.
How many people did we lose when you did that?
Hey, thanks for listening. See you next time.
Well, next time is the Halloween stream. And while we were going to discuss weapons this time, Cub has decided to move it to the Halloween stream. So
Yeah.
good going, Cub.
Yeah, it was a German decision.
It was
It
a
came.
German
Hey, it is a direct order from the Ministry for Fun and Entertainment. You know that. I can't do anything against that.
We've got a pretty good list. We've included some TV shows. One of them later on in the show is Doctor Who season 5, which is back in the early '60s. We've got Different Doctor, which I think was an improvement. It's really my not my favorite Doctor, but probably my second favorite.
I think Troutman is his name, or what's the name of this second Doctor?
That sounds right, but I'm not sure. I know. I thought I had it right on the tip of my.
It's Patrick
brain.
Troughton.
Yeah, it's Troutman. Yeah, like we thought.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really an improvement, I have to say. I like the adventures of him much more than I like the ones in the first Doctor, because the availability also, you have to say, the quality really improved also on the effects and things like that. And I really enjoyed that.
We also have 2 television series on the list: Resident Alien, which has a whole backstory, and Wednesday season 2. What's that? It's
3.
What's
not
that?
2. 3, not 2.
Yeah, well,
we have also Alien Earth.
No, I didn't see Alien Earth, so we can discuss it, even though I haven't seen it. Maybe the other 2 have seen it.
It's just the first 4 episodes. We can't talk about Wednesday and Alien Earth anyway completely, because it's just the first 4 episodes, and we can just say if these episodes are okay or not, because we haven't seen it completely.
Well, we can't do a final analysis of the complete season, but we can analyze the episodes that we have watched, which is what we normally do.
Yeah,
that's a long-winded way of saying what Cub said.
Yeah. Hey, we have to be more efficient, Greg. Super Greg.
I'm trying. Yeah. I'm trying. I got more watch this time than normal, so I was happy about that. That was a miracle I pulled that off.
I think you have much in common with this new so-called Superman, this other man, because he's also not really that super, I think. And Super Greg Man is also not really that super, I think.
Well, I wouldn't name myself Superman or Super Greg. That was just something Cub came up with. But yeah, I'm highly flawed, as I'm sure y'all have noticed through the years.
Oh, so yeah, exactly like the new Superman. Because he even is starting to crying and things like that. as you would suspect from a Superman. And then crying in front of Luthor. Oh, I'm just a regular guy. I too put every day I wake up and put one foot in front of the other. Oh my God, this embarrassing speech. Oh my God. It was so awful. Yeah, but more of that later.
I think the better name for him would be Beta Man.
Yes, super woke man or something like that. Because clearly he gets his orders from anybody else. He himself he didn't decide anything in the whole movie. Superman was constantly told what to do. and was asking people, oh, what should I do? Oh, there's this message. Oh, there's these enemies. Oh, Luther, oh, you are so mean to me. Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
It was unwatchable. Unwatchable.
I agree.
So did you want to start with Superman or Jurassic World, which was on your list as far as...
Yeah, I don't know, Greg. Because they're all so awful this time. Really, this time we have, this is, I think, this stream, there's no redeeming and anything on it. It's all movies suck. Not all of them completely, because we have Naked Gun on it. And
I kind of like Naked Gun.
Yeah.
And Nobody 2 wasn't bad.
Yeah, and Nobody 2 was also okay. I like.
So you're wrong. You're wrong.
I would say
negative. You're driving our limited base of fans who have now got. I want to mention, Cub has uploaded some of his stuff from his other channel onto our Cub's Corner. So if you look on there, you'll find some of his videos that go in depth into a lot of stuff. Whether it's some of the more popular ones are Cub versus Alien and his Blues Brothers one. So there's like 20 or 30 of them up there now. He just dumped them one day.
And strangely, they got, even in one day, they got 10 times, partially 10 or 20 times more views than the other ones since 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're not being suppressed.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think
much
they're
for...
still being suppressed, but not as badly. I think they got levels of shadow banning.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And
it's ridiculous. One that got, what, 10 or 12 views over 2 years, got 400 and something in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jurassic Cup versus Jurassic World has on Cub's Corner in 2 days, it had 130 views. And
yeah, there's a bunch of them with 100.
And when I released it,
300,
when I released it half a year ago or something like that, it has just 6 views on the original channel.
Which it got on its original premiere. There were at least 6 people watching it when it started, so nothing. And all of them, I don't think one of them was above 12 views. So that was ridiculous. I knew what was going on, so did Cub. But he decided to do a little test. And so now we've got some stuff up on Cub's Corner.
Yeah, and also that people know, Cub's Corner is now the place for the premieres, because I'm going to release the reviews also on the Lone Wolf Cup, but without a premiere. I'm just going to release them that just people can see, oh, look, the same video that got released here on Corner and on Lone Wolf Cup, they can see, oh, this has just 5 views, or this has 500 views for reasons.
Well, just the one that you released the other day with a premiere, none of the ones got a premiere except your Conan the Barbarian one, and it's got 10 times the views of the one on the other channel. It's got like 6 views, and it's got 60. So that's just in a few days.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even the one without a premiere here, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, also on the with premiere, it only got 10 views or something like that. And on the main channel, on the Cub's Corner, it has already had 130 or something like that, or 140 or something like that. It's just crazy, just crazy.
So anyway, for our various, I don't know, viewers or whatever you call them, that's on the channel now.
You mean viewer? You mean viewer? because we have 4 viewers, but we are 3 people. So we are also kind of viewers, and so there's 1 viewer. Here for our anonymous viewer.
But we normally get several hundred viewers. They just don't all come in on the premiere, which is the same thing that's happening with your channel with the videos you uploaded. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. A lot of people can't be bothered to go to premieres and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and by the way, YouTube is already deleting on Cub's Corner the views for some of the reviews, because we talked about Jurassic World. When I uploaded it, it had the next day it had already 400. We talked about it. It had 430 views or something like that. And now they have deleted some of the views, and now it has 410 only or something like that.
Yeah, that happens.
A week later.
It happens to our streams too. I've seen hundreds of views disappear. So, that happens. YouTube suppressing the channel, but we don't usually talk about that. That's inside baseball. It's like the Resident Alien. If you want a little behind the scenes of the show, Cub absolutely didn't even want to watch the last few episodes of Resident Alien, but we've been covering it for 4 years. This is the series finale, and he didn't want to bring it to the people. And I was like, no, we need to. There was a battle. It was like Kirk versus Gorn. You've seen the original Star Trek?
Because I thought it may be a complete woke garbage. And what was it? Completely woke garbage.
If you keep spoiling what we're going to say, people aren't going to stick around for it. But there was a battle. And Cub is strong and powerful, but he's slow like the Gorn. So what you do is you duck under his wings, you move in, and you give him a couple of Kirk karate chops.
Hey, but maybe I'm one of these new better Gorns from Kurtzman Trek.
Oh, God. No.
That look nothing like the Gorn and also don't act like the Gorn, but just called Gorn for reasons.
Something like that. But anyway, I won, and we're bringing you the last few episodes of Resident Alien, which is a series that we both enjoyed at times.
Yeah, in the beginning we enjoyed it, but in the last season it got so woke that I had to even point it out for you. I thought, well, didn't you get that? He gets
now you get a chance to point it out again.
Yeah, constantly gets told from the women what to do. Also, it is most of the time about the women with their stupid lesbian relationship and things like that.
But they backed way off on all of that for the last few episodes.
It's still the lesbian relationship. It is
I
still
can't help that. I didn't write the show.
And also, it was most of the time about the women. And also, there was no male character there, like a normal male character that had any strength or something like that. They were all weak as fuck. Were constantly whimpering and whining and
oh my God, the mayor's the worst. Probably the worst male character. One of them worst I've ever seen.
The mayor. Yeah, the mayor was that was just.
But we're not discussing it. I just wanted to make a quick joke, Cub, and you tore it all up.
Okay.
You hear the grumpiness in his voice? Just the thought of humor. It's like, you stepped all over my joke. Okay.
Oh, stepped all over your joke. So like the new Naked Gun stepped all over the jokes of the original. Oh, yeah.
It had some good jokes. It tried. I mean, it wasn't as good as the original. Not
as good as the original. There's no comparison, Greg. This Naked Gun movie, this new Naked Gun movie, is just one of these new so-called funny movies. Yeah, but it was okay. But you can't compare it to a classic like Naked Gun.
Okay, compared to any of
something
these modern,
like that.
Yeah, but modern comedies are terrible. So this one was slightly better than probably anything else that's going around disguised as a comedy nowadays. Because they're not funny.
It was not as terrible as we thought it would be. That's
a fair way to say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to the list. I mean, we went, I don't know how long, 15 minutes, and we hadn't even started yet.
Yeah, but let's
go.
But
everybody now knows how you feel about most of them.
But let's go just after the list because it's just the easiest thing to do. And also for people who are following our stream, when we can make that a thing that people know, okay, they go after the list. So probably when I want to hear something about Fantastic Four, have to skip 30 minutes into it or something like that, because the other things that they don't have to search about these topics, because I don't want to put timestamps in, because I'm just too lazy, as you know.
Well, I hope they know to allow 15 to 20 minutes of side talking before we actually start. Okay.
No,
So
but Greg, if somebody skips through the stream because he's searching for something that we are talking about, then he hears a conversation about I know what we did, or what you did last summer. Then he kind of knows. Okay, I want to hear something about Fantastic Four, so I just have to skip a few minutes further or something like that, and then I'm there where I want to. But if we do it not in this order, then he has to search the whole stream just for one topic that he's interested in.
okay,
And,
all right, that's fair. He might do that because he is logical. But what if it's a woman who's trying to find it and she's not logical? What
hey,
about
this
that,
is a
Cub?
German stream, and the Ministry of Fun and Entertainment doesn't include any women entertainment or something like that, as you know. So, so this is
she's
not
on her
really
own.
a problem.
She's on her own.
Yeah, she's on her own. Sorry for her that she was but if God would have wanted her to be perfect, he would have made a man of her anyway in the first place. So.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well.
Well, we're all imperfect, Cub, except of course for you.
Right.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Now we've got through the Cub humor section somehow, and we're now going to start the stream over again. Jurassic World 4 has come out. This is the latest version, and the one thing that's a definite improvement is we don't have Chris Pratt with using his stupid hand, which let's all admit that hand should have just got bit off and sticking it up there at dinosaur.
Yeah,
right?
the bigger improvement is we don't have this stupid daughter of this famous director, Bryce Stewart Howard, or what's her stupid name, which got bigger and fatter with every movie, as if you can remember.
That's true, and all the little side stories about like locusts and stuff. The last Jurassic Park made no sense at all.
Yeah, it was a locust story directly from the Bible, or not? Because they made these locusts and then they discovered, oh my God, they are like the plague. You can't get rid of them. Oh, maybe that's why even God spoke about them 2,000 years ago in the Bible as one of the plagues.
Yeah, it was a mess. But this one is only slightly better. I can tell you they had these idiot people. I'm just going to go into my review. It starts out with them getting ready to go on a trip to try and cure heart disease with
heart disease in general. Because as you know, Greg, this is fundamental science. When there's something with the heart, it's a general heart disease, and there's one medication against that.
Right.
It's not like there are thousands of different heart diseases or whatever, and for everything you have to need another treatment. No, they just say in general heart medication. We don't know
which is
for
ridiculous.
Which disease.
But at least they've got some kind of a coherent goal. Whereas you couldn't say that with the last couple of movies. You really couldn't, because none of it made any sense at all. So, well, this doesn't make a lot of sense. At least they've got something, an idea. Okay, we're going to have to go down there and get this stuff. And it's got to come from a big sea creature and a flying creature and a big brontosaur, or whatever they call it.
Because they have the biggest hearts.
Yeah.
This is science. This is how scientists work. If you want for example, if you want to have a treatment against a liver disease or something like that, you need the biggest creatures with the biggest livers or not. And then extract the livers. No, extract the livers, put them in a bottle or whatever. Mix them together, and then you have a tonic against liver disease. This is science.
Tonic is about right.
Yeah, this is science or not?
It reminds me of the snake oil salesman, you know?
Yeah.
So supposedly this company's going to make trillions of dollars. That's what they said, trillions of dollars, right?
Yeah,
and what do they do?
For something they have to make anyway. They have to make it. It's not just there. They need science, some scientists to even develop it. It's not developed yet, or something like that.
The point I'm trying to make, and they pay like $20 million to this girl who hires a boat for them. One boat, not a big boat, not a freighter or a ship. If I was going in somewhere like that, I'd want something with some substance to it, in case, as you saw in the movie, this other stupid family, sailing through with a sailboat.
But Greg, it is impossible for any human to get there, as you know. They explained it a few times in the movie.
Exactly.
It's impossible to get there because the government has make it a quarantine zone with zero protection.
Incorrect.
Exactly.
It's all the governments in the world. Not one.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Every government in the world, and out of all of them, they included zero troops, zero ships, zero surveillance. You know what it's like? It's like being in NATO, and then you're counting on the European guys to help you out, and they're like, "No, we got nothing. We don't even have 2 soldiers, much less a ship or a plane or anything."
We don't even
They're the
put
greatest
out
allies.
we don't put
allies you ever had.
Yes, we don't even put on a sign or something like that. Here, this is quarantine zone or something like that.
They don't even have warnings to keep people like those sailboats out.
Yeah.
And who sails into dangerous waters like that with their kids on board a tiny little sailboat? It's insane.
Yeah, but this diversity family did make complete sense, because it's normal that a father with his 2 daughters takes the guy who is banging his daughter with on a trip, or not.
Right.
This is the most normal thing ever, or not? Every father would do that. Oh, my teenage daughter. Oh, we have to take also here we go on vacation, and also we take the guy who is banging his underaged female daughter.
Not only
and
that,
take him with,
this guy is a complete dipshit. I mean, totally unreliable. I've owned several boats, right? So when you're going out on a boat, especially if you were going out for weeks or months or whatever, you got to have somebody reliable. And I wouldn't even have allowed that guy on my boat, whether he was banging my daughter or anything. I mean, you got to have a certain confidence level to come on my boat, because otherwise you're going to end up falling overboard or getting somebody killed or doing something stupid. So it was totally unbelievable. All of that. The whole.
And also he had a little kid with him. One of his daughters was a little kid, and especially for this little kid, you need at least one person that is 24/7 just watching after her. But if you have a teenage daughter that has but if you have a teenage daughter that has only her friend in her head, and also the guy who is banging her who doesn't give a fuck, so that makes sense, really. And then of course, then I go with them on a boat to the jungle or something like that.
So I'm just saying, they this is supposed to make trillions off this, and they send one boat, and they and this supposedly brilliant woman who's set all this up has one helicopter coming that's going to hover for a total of 2 minutes.
Yes,
right?
because to this island you have just flights back. There are no flights. You can't book a flight to go there. You just can book flights to get to
leave.
Yeah.
So, anyway, did you get a chance to see the movie, Kat?
Yes, I did.
Okay, let's hear what you think about it.
Well, the story was pretty wonky, especially like what you guys are talking about with that family that comes in and just like the boat, different things. I don't know. I think common sense went out the window with the movie, honestly.
Yeah, we had kind of a mixture of 2 movies, because the Jurassic Park movie was one movie, and then there was the other Jurassic Park 3, where the family from there took a boat and came over to this movie to have the adventure.
Right.
Kind of. Yeah, which Jurassic Park movie they wanted to use the dinosaurs for a cure or something like that, to cure something with them. So we had one of these Jurassic World movies mixed with Jurassic Park 3. This is something like that.
Yeah.
For me, there was only a couple of moments that had the Jurassic Park feel. Somehow, it just, I didn't feel anything towards maybe because the characters were unlikable or unbelievable or not well written, but I didn't feel like I was invested in it at all. And
yeah, but the bad guy this time was really believable, his motivation, because we have again the old white man or the white man as the bad the guy who wants to sell a cure for whatever, for heart disease or whatever, and take money for it. So he's clearly the bad guy, because the others they wanted to, even if they get paid for their job, millions, by the way, they wanted to give it away for free, but still somebody has to develop the medication or not.
Oh, they already had their money in the bank, so they're not worried.
Yeah, but this medication that cures millions of people of their heart diseases, still a company has to develop it. So somebody has to put money into this thing that but why should a company develop a medication and not sell it?
Well,
then I wouldn't put my money into it.
The reason is because the writers are socialists, and they had to include that. It can't just be a capitalist thing. They've got to make, for them to have a hero, he's got to be a socialist. And these people were clearly ruthless privateers, like Han Solo or something, but they had to give them a heart of gold, right?
Yeah, a heart of gold. And also, for me, the business guy was the only decent human being there, because he didn't break any of his promises. He said he wants that, and you get this and this for it. You get 10 million if we can get the probes or whatever from these dinosaurs. So they made a deal, like the Ferengi. A deal is a deal is a deal. But then he comes over there and they say, "Oh no, we can't use the boat. We have to double the money." So this is, for me, this is fraud. So this doesn't make our main heroes, characters, whatever. Why should I root for assholes like that? Because if I make a deal with them about something, then they say, "Oh," then they betray me and say, "Oh no, you have to pay double for reasons." And then after that, "Oh no, and now we the thing that we are paid to get for you, we are going to give for free anyway, so that you can't." For me, these are frauds. Sorry, can't stand any of them.
I agree. Not only that, they're incompetent frauds. Let's look at the boat captain. He takes one boat. You would at least have like 6 boats.
Exactly.
For something like this, you're going to have other boats waiting offshore. You got literally trillions of dollars this company is going to make, and they're giving you tens of millions, and you bring one boat. And how does he? Let's look at his skills as a boat captain. He's horrible. He does everything wrong. And let's just look at how he comes up to the island. He comes up at full speed. Right. Okay. He's racing this dinosaur. Okay. You got a boat motor. If you've ever been a captain or run a boat, you can throw your motor into reverse. That's your brakes. You can pull up. When he goes to that beach, he could have easily just bumped his wheel over and thrown it in reverse, and he would have gently moved up onto that sand, and they could have left on the same boat. I mean, you had an empty beach, and what did he do? He drove full speed up on the rocks like a freaking idiot.
Yeah, and don't forget, so this company needs probes from the dinosaurs, and you just can get them from the living dinosaurs. But I thought all these dinosaurs were artificially created anyway.
Well, they were cloned.
So you are going to tell me there's no data whatsoever about because when you have these probes, you are converting them into data.
Yeah, that's true.
And this data already exists because these dinosaurs are made from this data. They are artificial.
And why wouldn't they just transmit the data back as soon as they got it instead of putting it in a briefcase and having to manually carry it back? You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and also it doesn't make any sense if you want a clean probes from whatever, that you go to the only island where they say, oh, here are all the mutations that the audience didn't want to watch at. So it's exclusively full of mutations. It's not full of original dinosaurs.
And they're using pistols against dinosaurs. You know how thick a dinosaur skin is? Those pistols,
like a rhino or an elephant.
Right. They're going to bounce off like it would a rhino or an elephant. Exactly. That's why you use an elephant gun on an elephant, because nothing else is going to get through that hide. And an elephant's hide is so much thinner than a freaking dinosaur's. So where they're pulling out pistols and this other stuff and these supposed toxic deals to shoot them in case of trouble, it was all idiotic.
Yeah.
It probably felt like mosquitoes.
Yeah, and the woman, the doctor, was like, okay, I can shoot this. I've done it for years. I know how to do it. And she's like, oh, what about the spray coming up and all these other things going on? And then when she takes her shot, she shoots wildly and just completely misses it several times after being such a badass in her speech. She was an idiot.
Yes, I know.
Like I say, she brings one helicopter for 2 minutes. She has literally $40 million at her disposal, and she hires one boat and one helicopter going into the friggin' most dangerous place in the world. And she's supposed to be super brilliant. I don't know why or how, but every decision she made was a...
Oh, Greg, you disappeared. Cat, can you hear Greg anymore?
No.
I've been fading in and out, people, but I didn't want to tell you. It did that last time.
Yeah, you are back again, Greg.
I don't know what's causing it. It's not on my end, I don't think. I don't know why. It's not my internet. I've tried different devices, so I can't figure out what it is.
I don't know, SuperGreg, but...
That's a shot. Did y'all hear that? That's a shot.
Yep.
A younger cub wouldn't have done that. And now he's gotten...
Hey, older. But here with our protagonists here in Jurassic World, they wanted both ways. They wanted to say she's the bestest ever, a real pro, but a real pro would have been cold and not relatable. So they gave her also flaws that she becomes more relatable, but you can't have it both ways, because you either have a professional like Leon, or you have a flawed person like this woman, which was not capable at all.
She is incompetent. That's all I'm saying. If you look at her decisions, she's incompetent. So they write her where everybody says, oh, you're so great, and give her 20 million, 40 million, whatever she wants because she's so great. But you don't double check what she's doing. Okay, you got one boat. Let's make it 2. Let's make it 3, right? You've got one helicopter coming. And, oh, she always has a backup plan. It's the worst fucking backup plan in the world. So, okay, she's got a backup plan, but it relies on you being on a precise spot for 2 minutes. And then, of course, the helicopter she chooses gets eaten. So they weren't. We're not talking about a very bright.
No, because nobody told them that there are dinosaurs on this island.
Yeah, they probably didn't. You know, she saved money by not telling them.
Yeah, probably, because why the hell should there be more prepared?
They put the Europeans in charge of security because we don't have one freaking soldier there to stop them.
Yeah, I know. Nothing. It's really funny. Probably an EU project or something like that.
Yeah, right. All the soldiers are stuck in committee, right?
Yeah. It's just the movie was so stupid, and also how this super mutant dinosaur, which looked like shit. Really, it looked like the monster from Return of the Jedi, or not?
Yeah, of course they're saying that they splice different dinosaurs together.
Yeah,
I think
that
the more they lean into that, the more unrealistic they make the dinosaurs. It hurts the franchise.
Yeah, because when you have something like dinosaurs, then you have something where people, then you can make a monster movie with animals or what, with a monster where people kind of can believe, oh my God, this could exist.
And we're talking
a dinosaur. But
We're
when you have
talking-
but when you make these mutant dinosaurs, then you have just a regular made up monster, and
Look.
you lose the thing from realism that the normal Jurassic Park movie would have.
And we're talking dinosaurs. Boys and probably a lot of girls love their dinosaurs. They grew up with their different dinosaurs they played with. And now when they go to a Jurassic Park movie, they would like to see the dinosaurs that they played with as a kid. And that's, part of it.
And I don't
Especially the boys. I
understand.
mean, boys and dinosaurs have a long history.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why you are downgrading your franchise so much, because it's like with
Poor writing, Cub. The writers don't know any better.
It's like with Jaws or something like that. You have Jaws, you have a real threat where people can relate to, can say, when you there are Jaws, and there are big white Jaws like the one in Jaws. I mean sharks, and so this is a thing where I gave me the creeps when I see it. But then you start making up super duper sharks that are mutated with whatever, and it loses all the credibility of its former credibility, because then it's just a regular made up monster movie.
And this is coming from Cub, a man who loved Sharknado for its realism.
But
are you serious?
No.
But
I did get him to say yeah.
No, but even but Greg, even Sharknado was not that stupid to make mutant sharks or something.
See, he's defending it. I knew he would.
No, but
that's right. It's possible. I mean, a tornado could pick up a shark.
Yeah. So something like Sharknado is much more believable still, because these sharks themselves are still just normal sharks. But it's much more believable than a stupid mutant dinosaur whatsoever.
Okay, well, let's go back to Kat and see if she's got more to say about the Jurassic movie.
I don't know. What
did you like it? What rating would you give it out of maybe 10?
How many
out
cats?
of 10? I would say 4 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey, 4 claws out of 10.
I mean, yeah,
right.
I think 4 sounds right. Maybe 5, but it's hard to. It's just because it doesn't have the idiot with his hand up that I'll give it an extra point.
No,
you
but,
know what I mean.
Yeah, but without knowing how many battle dragons or swords it would get, we don't have a real rating. Sorry,
I know. Without Bazzil's crazy rating system, which is sometimes out of 5, sometimes out of 10, and he I don't even think he knows.
Yeah. That's the only rating system I really trust.
Is the Bazzil system? Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll be here and we can get to, I don't know, get his opinion on some of this stuff, because sometimes he's wildly different from our opinion.
Yeah, but half of him was at the premiere here in my review last time with Conan, because one of my all-time favorite componists is Bazzil Polidoris.
Yeah, that's right.
As you know. And he made the most awesome soundtrack ever for Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, that is cool. It was very good. I even mentioned that in the chat. Y'all guys should show up to our premiere sometime. They'll be on this channel from now on.
Yeah, from now on they're here because Lone Wolf Cub was destroyed by YouTube for reasons I have a warning that I can't get rid of because of a bug. Even with their stupid 1984 test I observed, normally then 3 months later, you get rid of the warning. But this time, since 1.5 years, since my Ghostbusters review, I can't get rid of this stupid warning.
Wow.
Yeah. And since I already absorbed the test, it tells me, yeah, you have successfully absorbed the test, but the warning is still on.
Damn.
So what should I do? I can't do the test again. It doesn't let me do that. So I'm fucked. The channel is fucked since my Ghostbusters review, by the way. Last year. I think it was beginning of last year where I made the Ghostbusters reviews. Which got banned, by the way, the second one, as you know. Cub versus Geistbusters.
Yeah, that's true. It's sad, but true.
Yeah.
Okay, so what rating did you give Jurassic World 4? Cub?
Me?
Yeah, you. What out of 10? What would you give it?
I gave it the usual rating, which I gave all the Jurassic World movies a 0 out of 10.
Damn. I was more
So
generous
all of them?
than that.
That hardly seems fair.
No, sorry, because for a rating, a movie has to be at least a movie. And for me, these Jurassic World so-called movies are no movies. Even every Jurassic Park movie, even the ones that part 2 and 3, which are not that great, but still these are movies. They have kind of a story and things like that. These Jurassic World abominations, they're for me no movies. There is no story. There are no characters. There is nothing. It's just scenes which are barely connected to each other, don't make much sense, and there is no really a story or something like that. It's just scenes of not even dinosaurs, just made up crap. Because the other ones, at least they had normal dinosaurs in it, but these new ones, they already started Jurassic World with mutated dinosaurs, if you can remember.
Yeah, it kind of ruined it, didn't it?
Yeah. And they're constantly using the same tropes in every movie. And the T-Rex normally comes to the rescue in every one of them. But in this time, he just came by for nothing, because he was supposed to eat the family, but they could escape, even with a little daughter. They were able to escape a T-Rex, which was just a few meters from them.
Oh, and the T-Rex actually lifted up their raft and bit it, but guess what? It didn't affect it at all. The raft was just fine. Remember, it popped up out of the water.
Exactly.
It's so unbelievable. It makes you realize it's just CGI. And once they've taken you out of the moment with that, it kind of ruins it, you know.
Yeah, but when you show that your main threat is not a threat at all, and not even an 8-year-old child or whatever has to fear it. So sorry, it's like, can you remember between Jurassic World 2 and 3, there were these shorts. I mentioned them in my review. They had these 2 shorts that they released before Jurassic Park 3, and there was one story about this little girl, diverse family, whatever. Yeah, this little black girl, also 8 years or 10 years or something like that, which defeated the T-Rex with the. Yeah, but when you constantly are showing us these T-Rexes are not even a threat for little girls or whatever, what's the point about them? I don't understand that.
And you know, and it's not like she was super athletic or anything. She's just a rather plump little girl who just wanders around collecting her own dinosaur. If a little girl collected a dinosaur on an island like that, that thing would bite her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In Jurassic Park 2,
So as a parent, you
least
can't let
at
her
least
do
the
that.
little girl was trained in fighting sport.
That's what I'm
here.
saying. So it
This
made a little
gymnastic
bit of sense.
here in gymnastic fighting sports, so she could kick the raptor
Right. Well, at least
out
she
of
could
the
run
window.
and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got 3 thumbs down on Jurassic World. We spent long enough on this thing. Let's move to the next one, and this is Superman, and I think Kat has seen it, so I'm going to let you take over this one, Kat. Tell us about Superman, and what did you think of it?
I didn't like it. I fell asleep halfway through it. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
I
that.
just watched it last night. I wanted to kick the dog, and that says a lot for me. That dog was really annoying in that movie. And if it would have been my dog, I'd have kicked it. End of story.
Yeah, they should have
If
used
no-
the cat. I'm all with you here. The
Did
dog
you
was
see
Yeah,
a
the cat
wrong
wouldn't have been
decision.
acting.
Did you
Yeah,
see
the cat wouldn't have
end?
been acting stupid.
Did you
What?
see the end where it turns out it's Supergirl's dog?
Yeah.
No, I
good
did
for it.
not.
Yeah, and that's how they explained how it acted. It was like Supergirl is apparently a party girl who goes to these other planets with a red sun so she can get drunk. And she's literally, she got her dog and she was like very disrespectful, like being a total bitch.
Yeah,
She's like,
and
"Thanks
Greg,
for watching my dog, bitch." She
and
said that to
and
Superman.
and
She's
Greg,
like,
I can't wait when they explain
Wow.
how she got back from the red sun when she's not super anymore. Because how did she fly back from a system with a red sun?
I don't know.
And how
I don't think they worry about logic stuff.
I don't remember Supergirl being like that. Do you guys?
No,
Yeah,
Supergirl
because she isn't.
totally different.
Because
They
James
have
Gunn
wrecked
James Gunn
Supergirl's
has not read any Superman comics. Because the only things that he has read are these new Superman comics. This new stuff from the last 10, 20 years. And in this new so-called Superman or Supergirl or whatever, this is all not the real thing. It's not the original Superman. It's not the original Supergirl and so on. But this is the stuff that James Gunn knows, because these new versions of Superman and so on in the comics are these nihilistic versions, and they make fun of superheroes, and they don't like superheroes, and make them gay and stupid and whatever, because that's how Gunn sees superheroes.
And did you see how Superman acted when she called him a bitch and all this other stuff? He was a complete beta, a complete cuck. He just let her walk all over him, like, "Oh yes, thank you for calling me that. Call me something else." Oh my God.
Yeah, and did you know Luther was so mean to me? Hey, can't you talk one time with Luther? I told him I have a very mean cousin that Supergirl that I sent to you if you are mean to me, Luther.
I tell you what, the way Luther was acting in this movie, when Superman, I would have flown right to him and just tore his head off.
By the way, Greg,
and I wouldn't have cared that it was on TV or anything.
Do you think that Luther could mess with Supergirl like he messed with Superman?
No. Supergirl would have.
Because Supergirl would have just killed him, like this other Hawk girl or whatever. She would just killed him and buried his and get rid of his body and never talk about it.
Yeah, that's what she would have done. That's what I would have done. That's what any regular Superman would have done in that circumstance with what he was doing. And he's the one behind all of it. I would fly right to him and just kill him. Yeah, whatever. You want to try and go after me? Come on.
Yeah, but this is not Superman at all.
No,
and and also we know it's not Superman because his parents are not the parents that we know from the comic books. They're bad guys.
They had this whole ridiculous thing, and they did the same thing in Fantastic Four, where they're able to just turn the world's population against them on a dime. right? Oh, we've got a message. Lex Luthor has put out something that his parents said he was going to have a harem. Well, I mean, okay. You can have, what is a harem? A bunch of different women that you're not married to. That it doesn't say he was enslaving them. If you have a bunch of different women who get what the Mormons have this kind of thing, where you have a bunch of wives.
But Greg, you don't
So do
Greg,
the Islamic.
But Greg, you don't understand. Don't you know that James Gunn was cancelled?
Oh, I do know. That's the whole point of
any reason, just because he made some stupid jokes about minors and pedophiles and things like that, pedophile jokes. Just because of that, he got cancelled in a second, like Superman. So it was completely realistic, directly taken out of the world.
When they showed, that's the whole point of these, hundreds of monkeys typing constantly, and that they're on the internet, and they're taking that was about him getting canceled. I know, and that took me totally out of the movie.
Wait a second. Wasn't James Gunn anymore. One of the monkeys that one of his monkeys? Wasn't he one of the monkeys that went after Gina Carano?
Yeah, he was.
So he was one of these typing monkeys that he put in his stupid movie. This cancel culture. Oh my God, James Gunn got canceled. So this movie is just exclusively about his canceling, but not the canceling that he helped with Gina Carano and so on.
He also based that dog that you hate, Cat. That was based on his dog.
Yeah. This is exactly what I mean. They every time they come, when I say crypto is a stupid idea in a Superman movie. Yeah, but no, he's directly from the comics. No, he isn't, because in the comics it's another dog. It's not this kind of dog that you see in the movie. It's another kind. I think Labrador or something like that. I don't know for sure, because of course I'm not a crypto fan. And anyway, I'm not a crypto in the comic fan. I'm a crypto in real life fan. Cryptocurrency, which was something completely different.
You managed to work your crypto thing in. That's cool.
Yeah. And I hate it even when they call Bitcoin crypto, because it's the only real thing, and all these cryptos, whatever, altcoins or what they call them, they are all fake and fraud. Not that people get a false impression from what I'm saying. I'm only a fan of Bitcoin, not from all the other ones, wannabes, that are a fraud, by the way.
Yeah, so be careful what you do out there, people. We don't give financial advice.
No financial advice here, and we mean that really. It's not a joke. This is not a financial advice, but I stay what I said. The only real thing for me personally is the Bitcoin thing. Every other thing is a fraud. You should look into that, and then you see it for yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Sounds reasonable. So what's your overall feeling about the movie, Cat? What rating would you give it? How many Bazzil?
I'm gonna say 3 out of 10.
Okay, but in Bazzil swords, out of 5, how many would you give it?
2.
Okay, fair enough. It actually gained a point doing that. Yay!
Yeah,
but those are
Greg,
Bazzil swords. So.
Greg, you are a little fast with the rating thing, because we didn't really talk about Superman yet, because there are many things. So first off, Kat, did you like the movie, or was it more like I have to sit through that?
She gave it a 3.
Pretty much, it's because I had to sit through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I would really like to talk about this so-called James Gunn verse, which I think is already dead from the start, because this is not Superman. And I'm not even a fan of all this stuff. Because Superman is an American icon, he stands for the American way and things like that. And I'm, as a Palestinian, of course, not really fan of that. But I'm also a huge fan of Captain America in the movies.
Yep.
And still, don't have to be a fan of Captain America in the comics, and also not a fan of of what America stands for. But it has nothing to do that I say he's my favorite. As you know, Winter Soldier is the only good movie in the Marvel universe for me personally. All the other ones suck, but this one I really like, enjoy, and rewatch with a Captain America in it, which I supposed to hate, but I don't. I think the character is awesome, but it's an awesome portrayal with the values and things like that. So the same goes for Superman. This is not Superman. He betrays everything Superman is supposed to stand for. Or how do you see that, Greg?
I don't know if he betrayed everything. He was weak. He was an idiot. You know, he had a good heart. When they say truth, justice, and the American way, they're talking about the best of us. You know,
yeah, but they don't say that. They don't say
that. Didn't they take that out of the? Didn't they take that out of this? The American way part.
Oh yeah, they didn't say that in it. He changed it. It's now the
and
human
what's messed
way.
up? What's messed
so
up?
Cub can't even make that complaint. They don't even use the American way, so Cub's complaint is valid. You know, not valid. He's not really an American. He's an alien who comes to Earth. He lands in America. He could have landed in Palestine. If he
is not. He is not an illegal alien or something like that. This is stupid because he's adopted. That is a complete different thing. He's
an alien.
Yeah, but you are not an illegal alien anymore.
Well, he's not here legally.
When a family adopts you into a country or whatever, when you get adopted.
Did they formally adopt him? Is that what they did? I don't even know.
Yes. That is his origin story.
Yeah,
when the
show an origin story. Wait,
but
this isn't our Superman. We already established that.
But Greg, in the original story, he comes to Earth, is just a little baby, and gets adopted by the cats. They make up false papers and things like that, the paperwork, but it's still just an adoption. It's a regular adoption. So he becomes an American in this moment. Calling him something like an immigrant or something like that is
but that's
just
what
stupid.
They were pushing. That's what they were pushing during their press tour. That he was like basically an immigrant or an illegal alien.
Yeah, sure, but immigrants and illegal aliens, they come on their own will to the country.
Right, but they were trying to push that idea in this movie, probably because of the politics in America right now.
But he was a little baby when he came to Earth and was sent by his parents here, and so he had no control over that anyway. And so calling him whatever, this you can't compare that.
He's definitely an alien. He's like the only real alien on Earth in that world. I mean,
alien,
it really means alien.
He's an alien in the sense of that he's not a human. Yeah, that's.
But
that's
in the movie, he tells Lex, "I am human." So what does that tell us? Do you remember that at the end?
That James Gunn is stupid fuck. because why the hell should a clearly alien call itself human? Because he is a superhuman. He's not a human. This is like Captain America calling himself a normal or something like that. But he isn't.
Like Resident Alien, he says that he grew a human soul.
Yeah, but a human soul is just a soul. It's not exclusively for humans. It's exclusively for humans. It's for humanoids, you can maybe say. When you have humanoids on other planets or whatever, you call, I don't know if you call them humans or if you call them something else. But the soul
I don't know.
is
That's
just
a good question.
The soul is a soul. It's not something you just can get on Earth or something like that. That would mean that any other being, essential being in the universe, if we would pretend there are inhabitable
Well, that's
planets
what I'm
or
trying
whatever.
to say. Is Superman trying to say that he has a human soul now, or is he trying to say that he's actually a human, which he's clearly not? So he's just lying.
Yeah, so he's just talking nonsense. Because if he is an ancient being, or what you call it, somebody aware of himself, he has a soul anyway. Doesn't matter if he is on Earth or if he is on Mars or something like that. Because otherwise you would say that only humans exclusively possess souls and everybody else doesn't. But this is the argument that sometimes countries make with other countries that they don't like, when Christians say Islamic, they don't have any souls or whatever, they are not real humans or whatever.
I've never heard Christians
something
say
like that or otherwise.
Me either.
No.
Honestly, Cub, I've never heard a Christian say that.
When you demonize your enemy and you say this is just an animal, it has no soul or something like that.
I've never heard him say that though.
That
I'm
is
a historian.
No,
So-
this is just
So that's kind of made up. by Cub.
stupid example.
Yeah.
In the Middle Ages or whatever, and said, our
Maybe in the
enemies-
Middle Ages.
Yeah.
You got me there.
It's just a stupid.
But they were
not-
very ignorant in the Middle Ages. They thought the world was
Yeah.
No, I just want to say, if you use the soul argument for anything, you only use it to weaponize it against your enemies, because the soul argument itself is not an argument, because of course every being has a soul, and that's it. It doesn't matter if it's from Earth or for something else. And so this is not an argument anyway. And now this other thing, if he is human or not, no, he isn't, because he has superpowers and things like that. So, but that's also not a problem. So I didn't even understand why the hell would you argue with your enemy that hates you anyway, that can't stand you just because of it?
That's a good question, Cub. I ask myself that all the time.
No, but I can tell you.
Never mind.
And
you won't get that,
also
Cub.
there is also another misconception with Superman, which Gunn doesn't get, because Superman is not Superman because he has the superpowers. That's not his biggest strength. His biggest strength is that he has godlike powers, but he's able to control them 24/7. At any second.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill the people directly when he is confronting and things like that. Because of that, he doesn't use his super intellect or superpowers in any form to get ahead of people or something like that. That's his real superpower.
I think when I was watching the movie, a Superman movie, you should enjoy. You should, like, at times you should want to cheer. You should be happy watching it. I was not happy watching this movie. I didn't like it. I didn't find the moments where he would save people and stuff. They were just so stilted and false and fake, and I don't know. They didn't seem real, and they were tossed in like in the middle of him getting lectured by Lois Lane. That is never how their relationship was. They turned her into some sort of horrible harridan. You see that, Cat? You know what I'm saying there?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and also, why the hell is this another ensemble movie? Why the hell is that not a Superman movie? Just because Superman is still not established yet. But you can't establish a character by giving a bunch of other characters nobody gives a fuck about. This Justice Gang, I just hate that. I hate every one of them.
Did you see how they turned on him? You can't. They can't be a Justice League or anything now when they act like that towards each other. I mean, just because they see a message from his parents saying he should have many girlfriends and try to, have a better chance of the race surviving.
Greg,
We're talking the last surviving member of a race. So yeah, you should probably have multiple girlfriends because he's not getting married anyway.
And also,
I didn't see that as such a terrible thing.
How the hell can you invent something? How the hell can you bring in something like Justice Gang before you bring in the Justice League? I don't understand that.
What were you saying, Kat?
Yeah, sorry,
I can't remember. It's all right.
It's probably about how Lois Lane was talking to him and their relationship. She would never
talk to
like
Superman. You said, she's never talked to him like that. Like,
never.
She was just flat out treating him like shit.
Like dog shit. I mean,
she was.
And then
they like he was her enemy.
Yeah.
Instead of
And she doubled and tripled down on it being worse and worse and worse. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have hung out with that chick.
And talking with another guy about Superman, talking with this black guy with the ridiculous powers that I couldn't stand at all. I have never heard of them. What was his name? This black character here from Justice Gang. I can't even tell you his name because I've never heard of him before. Wasn't
it Mr. Electric or something?
Yeah, he was in control of electronics. He's a newly made up character.
I've never heard of him.
But
at least he was the only one who had any kind of honor, which of course is because he was black.
Because the script says so. This is just because of the script.
Well, they had to give Superman some kind of way out. They put him in such a ridiculous situation. There was a lot of torture in this movie.
Oh, wait a second, Greg. Mr. Terrific. Have you never heard about the famous Mr. Terrific? When somebody has a name like Mr. Super Duper Guy or Mr. Terrific or something like that, he's already dead for me. Because this is the most stupid name. Or somebody calls himself Super Duper Action Man or something like that. This is a joke. Nobody calls himself Mr. Terrific. You normally don't give yourself this kind of name. Maybe other people call you that, but what
was ironic? He was the one who was complaining about the other guy naming them the Justice Squad because it was such a bad name, and yet he has the worst name of anybody.
Yeah, because really, you need and also, by the way, Superman doesn't call himself Superman. Never. Superman is the name that was given to him from the normal people.
It's like Doctor Who. Doctor Who never says I'm Doctor Who.
Yeah,
never.
Because
he always says I'm the Doctor.
Because Superman is a man with superpowers, so he's a Superman, and that's why they call him Superman, because he calls himself Clark and not in his Jor-El. Jor-El.
Yeah.
That's what he calls himself. He doesn't call himself, "Oh, I'm Superman" or something like that. He has not even the S on his chest is not even this. It's not supposed to be the sign for Superman. It's supposed to be the short for his family or something like that.
So it's like, who's on first? The old Abbott and Costello joke?
Yeah.
No, who's on second? And he's the Doctor. It's a variation of a 100-year-old joke.
Yeah.
I left Cub puzzled that time.
Yeah, you did.
But the thing is, we had already the wrong portrayal of Superman in Man of Steel, which was just horrible, how Superman was portrayed there. But it is still Citizen Kane, and I watch Man of Steel over this new Superman anytime. It was much better than what we got with this Superman.
So do you think he's killed the new DC universe with this one, the way they did... what was the one with Tom Cruise, the Mummy movie that killed their dark universe? I think they
Yeah.
might have killed
Yeah.
it. They're still going to have, if they do a bad version of Supergirl. Now that Supergirl movie in the 80s sucked, but I like Supergirl.
Yeah.
I wanted them to make a good movie with her.
Yeah, but at
Right.
least it was a likable. She was at least likable. She was not a drunken whore, which you couldn't stand and wish dead the second you see her. So
You know what's
that,
ironic? In that Flash movie, the Supergirl version there, I thought was pretty good. She was the best part of that movie.
yeah,
And
and
they totally ditched that character to bring
yeah,
in this drunk party girl.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree on that. Even the horrible Flash movie had a better Supergirl version in it than this Supergirl we got here. We have just seen a few minutes, a minute with her, and we already hate her. it's really.
Damn.
But the thing
So
is,
it isn't that all female
Ja-
characters are bad. It's just they're being badly written right now.
yeah, they are
Exactly.
horribly written, and it's a James Gunn thing. James Gunn hates superheroes. He is the boys guy. He's exactly, for him, the boys, that is how he sees superheroes. For him,
Well,
superheroes
got
are
this
ridiculous.
Peacemaker.
And,
He's got the Peacemaker series, which apparently is tying in. I haven't watched it yet. I seen it last year, but apparently it's screwing up the Superman thing somehow.
yeah,
So
I
it
know.
doesn't surprise
The
me.
Justice Gang is in it and things like that, but I haven't watched it also because I have watched the first season. I hated it. I hated every second of it because I can't stand this nihilistic take on superheroes and so on. I have enough of that. You can do it at one time, maybe. After, when you have established something for decades, then you can do something like a Dark Knight Returns or something like that. And also just as an alternative version, not as in the real canon or something like that. Like Alan Moore did that.
So between Superman, Supergirl, and this Peacemaker thing, I think it's he's got 3 strikes. If Supergirl goes bad, I think you might see the end of Gunn and the.
No, he has already 3. He has already 3 strikes. Don't you forget his stupid universe already began with Creature Commandos, which nobody watched.
I don't even know about that. I
This
heard about it. I
animated-
completely forgot about it.
Animated
Has that already come out?
thing, yeah, this animated thing that nobody watched. That was the official first entry into the Gunverse. And the second entry into the Gunverse is the Superman movie, and the third entry into the Gunverse is the second season of an R-rated The Boys wannabe crap, because Peacemaker is just crap. It's unwatchable. It's not funny. It's not interesting. There's nothing. It has 0 redeeming qualities. I barely made it through the first season. I said I will never ever watch 1 second again of this crap, and I didn't. I'm not going to watch season 2 of his stupid Peacemaker because
we're proud of you, Cub.
Because no, Greg. My problem is
one of your many problems.
Peacemaker. No, my biggest problem is Peacemaker is not a part of the Superman universe. Superman is just a part of the Peacemaker universe.
Yeah, that's weird.
And the Justice Gang universe. That is the universe, and Superman is just a part of that. But it shouldn't be like that. They all should be just maybe a little fraction of. He should be the main focus character, and the others should surround him and look up to him and things like that. And then you have something like a story. But if you don't have any, because he would be the foundation, he would be the shiny thing where other try to achieve what he represents. And that's and this is a story I would like to see and I'm interested in. I'm not interested in Superman being the odd thing that doesn't fit at all in the Peacemaker Justice Gang Clayface universe or whatever, Creature Commando universe. No, I don't want that. Yeah, so much sorry for that rant, but I'm so pissed about this super movie because
So-
I'm a huge Superman fan.
I guess
I
we're I'm giving it a thumbs down. How about you, Kat?
Yeah, thumbs down. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's another blockbuster that let us down this
Oh,
year.
wait a second.
Big flop.
I want to make one thing. I want to know. I want from you, please. How do you rate this Superman compared to all the other Supermans? To all Supermans till now, where would you put this Superman?
I put it just ahead of Superman 4 Quest for Peace. It's
Ahead?
the worst movie ever.
And you
but
know, I'd
please.
actually probably put 4 before this one. This one sucks.
You think?
Yes, I'm with Kat.
Yeah.
I'm with Kat. I would put Superman Returns before this one. This Superman is at the bottom. It's not even on the list.
I didn't
the
feel
Superman
good
list.
watching it. I didn't enjoy watching it. The ending was okay. It redeemed itself a little bit, but not enough. Not enough. You know, it was just I didn't enjoy watching it. I'd rather watch, Superman 4 or Supergirl from the 80s, which is not
yeah,
good movies. But at
Greg,
least you can enjoy them a little.
Would you rewatch that? Would you rewatch this Superman?
No, I'm not going to rewatch it.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I maybe rewatch.
It
Man
has
of
a lot of
Steel
torture
or
and stuff in it. I don't like torture.
Yeah,
They're torturing the dog. They're torturing other people. They're locking people up in these tiny cages, and it's a horrible film.
Yeah, and also, Greg, explain that to me. So you start your very first introduction of Superman. You started directly with a clone of Superman, where the bad guy is already able to make clones of Superman and is also already able to have pocket universes and different dimensions and every.
Notice he had no problem killing the clone, but he didn't kill Lex Luthor when it could have saved billions of lives. Because Lex was doing stuff that would cause a black hole to eat the planet, and you don't kill him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but also.
But he has no problem killing his clone. So it's not that he's above killing people. It's just he doesn't want to kill somebody, and have the monkeys write about him or something, because apparently he's very concerned with his social media standing or something. That's the whole point with the monkeys. When I saw the monkeys typing away, it completely took me out of the movie, and this was just obviously not a real. This is just some stupid fan fiction thing, and it just I couldn't. To me, from then on, it was just actors walking around saying lines. You know the difference when they take you out of the movie, especially in a science fiction or superhero movie that does that. It's like that the way the what was that stupid second Star Wars movie that they made where it starts out with them telling mama jokes or whatever at the beginning of a space battle?
The last Jedi.
Once they did that, the whole movie was like, oh, that's just actors walking around.
Oh my God, we lost SuperGreg again.
Yeah, we sure did.
Oh my God. Oh, maybe
he's sitting there, but you can't hear him.
Yeah,
it's a bird. It's a plane.
I think he has joined the Justice Gang or something like that.
I'm having the same problem I did last time with my audio, but I'm trying to work around it by being quiet.
And also, Greg, so you don't introduce the Justice League, which initials would be JL, but you introduce the Justice Gang with JG, like James Gunn. So it's the same initials like James Gunn.
Right.
Yeah. So really, this tells you all about this guy James Gunn is so full of himself. He thinks he knows best, even if he doesn't know shit. He
And
doesn't
he's not
know
that
shit.
smart. It's amazing. He thinks he's brilliant, and he's not very smart.
Yeah. He's the last guy who should direct a Superman movie or Batman movie or even any superhero movie, because he can do something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Suicide Squad or things like that. These are outsiders. These are not the regular superheroes. This is a complete different. This is kind of already a mocking of superheroes. These types of so-called heroes, anti-heroes whatsoever. So these are not, and he's good with that. But this is also, I'm pretty sure he could make a good Deadpool movie or something like that, because these are anti-heroes. These are not. They are making fun of heroes and things like that, and you can do them once a while. Every 20 years or whatever, you can do that, something like that, making fun of yourself. But
so that would be a parody.
Yeah, but you can't. But you have to first establish something. You can't establish a universe already with a Lex Luthor that is already able to clone as many Superman as he wants to, and has pocket dimensions and things like that. You can't do that. This is ridiculous. And also, what is his motivation against Superman? I didn't understand that. He has even less motivation than the stupid Lex Luthor wannabe from Batman vs Superman. Because what was Lex Luthor's goal? I don't understand. What was
he was angry because an alien was more powerful than him.
More popular. Not powerful, because he wasn't more powerful. Lex Luthor was.
Yeah. I think
Lex
he said
Luthor,
powerful, but maybe he meant popular.
Yeah, but he has to, because
if it was just popularity, why go to the trouble of doing all that he did against him?
Because Superman is not more powerful than Lex Luthor, when Lex Luthor can make as many Supermen as he wants to,
and why openly does this, and why do that when Superman would just show up and kill you? Or Supergirl would get tired of this
and
shit.
Also, he had
the
Superman.
Supergirl we were presented in this movie. You think she would have let Lex Luthor do all that shit? You think she would have just flown over there and killed him? She comes off as a total bitch.
Yeah, but this
and
Supergirl
she's drunk
also.
As shit. She doesn't get pissed off, and that was her dog that he stole. When she shows up, she hears that, she'd just fly over there and kill him. We already established that, right?
Superman,
why take that kind of chance?
Greg, Superman, since he seems to be a bitch, something like that.
Well, that's Supergirl.
He should
Supergirl
just
literally
don't act like one.
He should just went to Supergirl, tell her, oh, Luthor was so mean to me. Also, he took your dog. And then Supergirl, I'm going to handle that. And then she just goes over to Lex Luthor and handles that.
Right. So he's very easy to find. And even if he meant, what I'm saying is, even if his plan worked completely, he was going to kill the dog, he was going to kill Superman, but she's coming back. And he had no plan at all for her. He doesn't mention her. And she would have just flown over to where he was and killed his ass. So even if all his stuff worked perfectly, Supergirl's going to kill him. She's a crazy bitch in this universe.
Yeah, probably, but
probably to it.
The thing is also,
I'm just saying, he's so brilliant, and he's made no plan for Supergirl coming back and being really pissed off.
And also showing in your first introduction for Superman that Lex Luthor has him in his dungeon or pocket universe whatsoever, and could just kill him.
Yeah, easily.
He's completely.
He's also torturing him with kryptonite.
Yeah. So
matter of fact, he's torturing the dog. He's torturing lots of people. There's lots of torture. So I don't like torture.
Yeah, but Greg, this is something that you do maybe in your 5th movie or something like that, showing the enemy with so much power that he was able to kill you directly without. But even then, I wouldn't even show the scene like that with Superman. that is just something I
let's
don't
just
want
look.
to see.
Let's just
Yeah.
look at the deal where he's able to look at it with these drones and tell his creation, the clone of Superman, what moves to make. Okay, this is a fight. By the time you analyze what he's doing and how to swing, that's the stupidest thing in the world that he would be able to come up with the right move and send it to him. By the time you do that, it's too late. It's a fight. It's got Superman moves at
also,
freaking lightning
Greg,
speed.
what is
So it
up
doesn't make any
with
sense.
what is up with his supervision? What is up with his super hearing? He should have heard that somebody is giving commands. He should have seen behind the mask that this
he
guy
should have been able to blast all those little drones out of the sky by himself. Later, the dog does it for him. But it takes him how long to figure that out? I'm just saying the relay time. If Cub was in a fight, even though he's very slow like the Gorn, still, you couldn't tell him to, swing this way, do that, and be in time to stop a Superman who moves at lightning speed, right? How are you going to come up with the right deal? Even if you studied his moves, it makes no freaking sense.
Greg, faster than lightning speed. Even.
Yes.
We're talking about Superman. We're talking about Superman. You say lightning speed, but it's not even light. It's even faster than that.
Right.
So
how can you tell who he's fighting? Which you got to see what's going on. You got to tell the robots like, B49, and then that's got to be transmitted. And then the guy reacts. Really?
Yeah.
But it makes no sense. None of it made any sense.
Greg, as I said, he has supervision. He normally would be able to see here behind the mask. Who is this guy? Who is this guy who is as strong and as fast as I am? Latest then he would have known that this has to be a clone, because Superman has also super brain. He's not a stupid man like normal people. He would figure that out in milliseconds, what is going on, if he would have been the real Superman.
That's why it was hard to watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to talk some more about it?
And also, the explanation that this Superman is not experienced because he's just 3 years Superman. Only 3 years, but before that he was 5 years or whatever Superboy. So this guy has experience at least for 10 years. So he's not inexperienced anymore. Also, in the moment, Superman becomes Superman when he is in Metropolis. This means he is not inexperienced anymore, because this is a follow-up for his time where he was Superboy. That was the time where he was inexperienced. But they want to sell us this Superman as Superboy. I think.
Yeah, they don't like grown men in any of these things. That's why Spider-Man keeps going back to him in high school, and we keep having to watch the same stupid Spider-Boy.
Yeah,
we haven't seen Spider-Man at all. All we see
Yeah.
is Spider-Boys, and by the time he matures a little, they bring us another Spider-Boy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. He gets.
And that's what we're seeing here.
He gets younger with every incarnation, because first we started with Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, then we got to Andrew Garfield, who was already a little more funny and things like that, and a little younger, I think, and then now Spider-Boy directly. Yeah.
All right,
Great.
so we're an hour and a half in, and we're only on our second time. I think it's time to move to the next deal.
Yeah, and so what's the next?
The next is Cub's all-time favorite series, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah. So
you put it on the list, Cub. Don't.
Yeah, but Greg, I think this is one for you, because it is based on a very good book, very good young adult book, and it was the first of its kind. What I've read about it, it was the first kind of horror thriller book for young adults. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's from Louis Duncan, and I have even thought that you would have maybe even read it, because you are also reading books like me, I think.
No, I did not read that. I read a lot of books. A lot of my books were fantasy, science fiction, things like that.
Yeah,
I never
Right
read the
on.
young adult type book. When I was a young adult, I was reading Lord of the Rings and Jaws.
There we go.
You know,
Hey.
books, I read novels. You know.
Yeah, Kat, did you know the book, maybe?
No.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Did you even know that the first movie was based on this book?
No.
Oh, okay. Greg, did you know that? Was it?
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
No, no.
I was told there would be no math.
No, Greg. No, I'm curious because what I have read about the book, I've read it was very popular in the U.S. So I'm just asking U.S. people: is this the case?
Well,
is this a book, a well-known book in the U.S.? And so now,
well, you're saying it's a young adult thing, so that goes to me. That goes with sparkly vampires, right?
No, a young adult thing.
What was the name of that? Twilight or something?
From the 70s. But this book is the kind of first of its kind. That's why I'm bringing that up. They say in the article about the book, they say it was kind of the first kind of horror thriller book in this direction, thriller kind of thing that was aimed for younger to young people.
Well, I don't know. You know, we had a lot of slasher movies and books in the early 80s.
Greg, I'm just repeating what I have read about it, and I'm just asking: is this the case?
That's the problem with you, Cub. You read something on the internet and you just repeat it.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a shot from Jez.
Yeah.
I thought you would appreciate
I kind of
that.
figured that one.
Right? I knew that. See, that makes you feel like you're at home, doesn't it, Cub?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the second Louis Duncan book that I have read, because I had to read already one for my here, the Nightmare here. What's the name of the director from Nightmare on Elm Street?
Wes Craven?
Yeah, Craven.
Oh, you mean the newer one?
Yes, Craven. I made a retrospective on Wes Craven, and so he made a TV movie, which was an adaptation. One of his first movies was an adaptation of a Louis Duncan story, and it's with Linda Blair. It's called Summer of Fear. And Greg, have you heard of that book or of that movie?
No, I haven't. But I'm not going to say something against the Duncan.
No,
for reasons of my own. Did you get a chance to see the movie, Cat? I've been trying to ask you, but Cub keeps talking.
No.
Have you seen any of the earlier ones or the series? They had a horrible series that came out a couple of years ago that Cub made me watch. It was terrible.
Yeah. It was terrible.
You know, I've never really got to watch these movies.
Okay, so you hadn't seen any of them. If you're gonna watch them, go back to like the original. The original was okay.
Wait a second, Greg. Wait a second. So, Kat, I know what you didn't do last summer. Watch these stupid movies. So now you're getting messages from me.
That joke has been approved by the German bureaucracy.
I know what you didn't do last summer.
Oh man.
Oh my God! Somebody knows what I didn't do. It's blackmailing me. You were supposed to watch these stupid movies and you didn't. Now I can blackmail you with that.
Oh my God! How rich were these people in this movie, Cub? I mean, they have $1 million boats. All their houses look like. I mean, I know people who own houses worth $500,000 or more, and these things they make them look like little shacks next to the places these people live in. They're all super rich, and just at the beginning of the movie, okay, in all the other movies, it's a girl who's driving a group of friends home, and they hit somebody in the road, and they run away, and he dies. And that's why they get revenge on him. It's somebody getting revenge for somebody who got killed last summer. Now, in this one,
but yeah, this one isn't like that.
no,
Greg.
they gather at the most dangerous turn. They're like, oh, people die here all the time. They park their car in the middle of the road of a dangerous turn, and then they all gather in the roadway to watch fireworks, right? And the guys are written so terribly. I mean, the males are written bad all the time. But for instance, the guy who causes the accident, he likes to walk in the middle of the road, and he's looking up at the fireworks.
You mean the girl? Wasn't it a woman that caused the?
No. In this one, it was a guy. They got out of the car. She was driving, but it wasn't a driving accident. They changed it. And anyway, to tell you how badly written the men are in this movie, one of the things he says while he's watching the fireworks, they're like,
and Greg, he's like, they see the accident and then they want to help this guy in the car. They went over there, but he closed the doors on them and even tried to grab them through the window.
Yeah, he tore his jacket off. But
reasons.
Before anything happens, he's watching the fireworks and he's like, "This makes my dick hard." In my life, I've never heard a guy say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So have you ever heard that, Cub?
Yeah, but
the guys talk like that?
Isn't that typical toxic masculinity behavior that we know?
It's how people who haven't been around guys might think they talk. Because when I hear stuff like that, it's like, oh, fuck, you know? So the guys are going to be idiots. The guys are usually all written to be idiots, assholes, or beta simps. That's your three choices. You don't have anybody. If somebody acts almost normal, then you know he's super evil. And he's gonna.
And also they had to.
They have a lot of lines like that.
They had to destroy the guy who was the hero in the last two entries.
They do. They bring him back.
He was the hero. He saved.
And it turns out he's the murderer, right?
After
saving everybody. So the one guy who's acting fairly normal, who we know is a good guy, that's who they make into the bad guy. And they don't even, normally they pick off members of this group who, I know what they did. It's a group of people who cover up a murder. And so one by one they die. But in this case, they don't kill the girl who's there. They kill her fiance. So it's a guy. In another one, they kill another guy who's just peripheral to the story. And then they kill another guy who's just peripheral to the story. And when they do finally kill somebody, of course, it's the guys, and they die in the most. Somebody is trying to kill you. They don't even have a pocket knife on them.
Wait a second. You say that this female director of this crap was kind of biased or something like that against men?
Greg? I think he's gone.
Did we lose Greg again?
I believe we did.
Why can't Greg stay with us, the original Justice League, and SuperGreg has always go to this stupid Justice Gang?
Well, the problem is I had my phone fixed by Mr. Terrific, who's supposed to be a electronic genius.
Hey, didn't they make you a better offer? You know, this is the original gang, SuperGreg. Don't go to this stupid Justice Gang or whatever of reviewers. This is the original super gang here.
So before I cut out friends. Again, the movie made no sense. You know, they came back and the one guy who was good from the original movie, they made him the murderer, and they just they ruined it. Even the ones who they supposedly killed off, the women on the boat, when they finally get shot or knocked on the head, they all end up being in the hospital and they all recover. So they're all good for the next movie, but all the guys are dead.
I know. Even the killer woman.
Yeah, she's fine.
The killer,
Not
she's also fine.
not even wanted for all the murders.
Yeah. And
they're on the beach sipping coladas. Hell, I think they're lesbians, which Cub will hate.
The thing that really pisses me off, that pisses me off beyond belief about this stupid franchise. When you have read the book has such a good story. Because it's not a book about a slasher murderer whatsoever. The book is just about a hit and run. They drive over a little boy, 8 years or something like that, on his bike here in the middle of the night on this road, because he was staying with a friend, and they got had a fight over something, and then he drove alone back home in the middle of the night, and that's why he was on this empty street where he wasn't supposed to be there. But because of this fight that he had where he wanted to stay, he wanted to go back home in the middle of the night with his little bicycle, and this is just a hit and run in the original story, and it's really just an accident. It's not. They don't act like assholes or something like that, or provoke this accident or something like that. And these messages about "I know what you did last summer," these messages are from the step brother of this little kid, because he wants to know who did this to his stepbrother. He comes back from Vietnam in the original story, and in the updated version, the 90s version, he comes back from Iraq. By the way, has a military background, and he uses these messages. He sends them to these people that he is suspecting of the murder of his little brother, and how they react to the message. Then he discovers who was part of here. Who was it? Kind of like that. It really makes sense. The original story really makes sense. And it's not just this stupid, and also the whole story is about remorse and how it destroys the life also of these people that make the hit and run. They want to protect their normal life with that, but they are not that cold-blooded or whatever like it's shown in the movie, because first off, when they drive over the kid, they kind of are shocked, and he's just driving along. But then, after a few minutes, they stop, and then they call the ambulance. They don't just completely brush over it. And the kid dies on the way in the hospital, by the way, in the original story. And that's how the original story goes.
In this version, they've got the actual guy who dies is the fiance of one of the women who runs away from the accident, and she doesn't recognize the car. She doesn't recognize him, and she doesn't turn herself in after she found out that they all killed her.
And also she is the first one who wants to cover it up. By the way,
yeah.
So it doesn't really make any sense
and why
whatsoever.
Why in the world would they stop their car and get out right at the edge of, they called it Dead Man's Curve, right? It's great to watch the fireworks from there. And then they don't even leave room for a car to go by because apparently the guys are idiots and they like standing in the middle of the road. Even though he almost gets hit once, he go back out into the middle of the road talking about how he can make his dick hard. Brilliant.
Yeah, but Greg,
Dumb.
it's a
That's
guy.
disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It's a guy.
It
so
is.
He has to act stupid as fuck.
Right? He's
Like that shit a little fucking kid would do.
right. A little kid who's been given a writing job. I guess.
Right.
I don't understand. I'm just saying the way the guys talk. That's just one example. There's lots of examples all through the movies that are like that, and it's like, oh God, it just made it hard to watch from that.
Yeah, and also, Greg, complete surprise that this movie totally bombed at the box office. Nobody cared for it. Nobody watched it.
Well, people are tired of how they've written it.
Yeah.
Why not write a new story?
It's really, but you really need you need a special kind of talent making a stupid horror movie when there's nothing else out for people to watch, and making a bomb with it. Because normally, if they would have just a normal, regular horror movie, as stupid as the other ones, I Know What You Did Last Summer, just a normal slasher whatsoever, and that's it, it would have made money. It just would have made money. But they really, you have to really try hard to make this story so illogical, so uninteresting, so boring, that you bomb with it at the box office.
You notice they brought
no
Buffy
competition.
back too. Sarah Michelle Gellar, even though she was killed off in the original one, they brought her back in a dream.
Yeah, in a dream. Yeah, you have even all
What
of
a
it.
waste.
Yeah, but really, how can you make a bomb and also with this budget, also a very small budget, and you still manage to make a bomb out of it? How is
the
that
writing
possible?
was horrible.
Yeah, it's really
The kills weren't any good. It wasn't imaginative or anything.
Yeah, and a nice idea would have been to just adapt the book for a change. You would have a completely different story. You would have kind of the same story, but completely different. Also, you would have a PG movie, an official one, because the original story is not a slasher movie. And that would be a nice idea. Instead of telling the same super story again and again, but every time more illogical. That would. But yeah, it's just maybe too easy. It's like with Superman. Instead of just adapting the original story, and that's it. Why not doing that? It would have made $1 billion at the box office. Easily.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. At least they could use the book, had good writing, and they could rely on that instead of trying to do their own thing.
Yeah, trying and failing. It's the same like with Star Wars and all the other things. They always try to make their own story because of the rights and also things like that. Because they don't want to give residuals to other people, saying, "Oh, this is my idea, complete original whatsoever." But in fact, they are not capable of doing something themselves. They are not capable.
While I get a beer.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay, I'll be back.
All right.
Wait. Yeah, but Greg is the one with the plan. So
I don't have the plan. You've made the list. Just go to the next thing on the list.
Okay, then let's go to the next one. Fantastic Four. So the fourth entry in the Fantastic Four franchise. So, Kat, have you seen the new, better, shiny, fantastic Pedro Pascal and his super friends?
No, did not see it.
Really?
Really, I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, okay. And I can't really I can't be angry about that, because this one is really bad.
Yeah,
This is
I'm sure.
even worse than Superman. Why? Yeah, of course, Superman is the worst movie. It's Fantastic Four is a better made movie than Superman, but Fantastic Four is for me more important than Superman because I'm a Fantastic Four fan, and so for me, it is personally worse than Superman.
Oh wow! I didn't know you were a Fantastic Four fan.
Yes, I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan, and it's next to Spider-Man. It's my favorite. It's my favorite group of people. So you have as a single character, Spider-Man is my favorite character, and as a group of people, as an ensemble or what you call it, Fantastic Four are my favorites.
So you must have loved this movie, huh, Cub?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Greg, Kat hasn't seen Fantastic Four, but I think you have on it.
I have.
So, Greg, tell me everything about your new favorite Fantastic Four movie, Fantastic Four Part 4.
Okay, so I'll start with the positive. I kind of like Fantastic Four too. One of the things I always liked was the kind of retro futuristic 60s look, which I like that. They did not do enough of that, but that was positive.
Yeah, but Greg, was this movie
that's all I got.
Was this movie?
So you basically have 60s flying cars, right? So
yeah, but
a 60s style, but flying cars. You have the 60s hats and stuff. They could have done a lot with this, but they just wasted it. It was just, what would you call it, like scenery, background scenery? They took something that should have been a great part of the movie, and they turned it into background scenery that looked fake. You know, every bit of it kind of looked fake. Dang it.
Yeah, but
I was hoping for a good movie here.
First off, we have again the same problem like with Superman, because your first introduction of Superman, you don't introduce crypto, because crypto is really more of a run of Superman for itself. It's not the main Superman run where he has this crypto dog and things like that. This is not how you introduce a new character, which Superman was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the first character they introduced into this new DCU, because the last Superman, here Man of Steel, they want to erase that. But then you you show this version with crypto, which is just not the main version of Superman. Because in most of the Superman comics, he doesn't have this stupid dog. The stupid dog was just a face of Superman comics. It was not this thing that you directly associate with Superman or something like that. And in Fantastic Four, it's the same thing. This stupid robot is not the regular Fantastic Four. This stupid robot was introduced later, and also it came from the animated version from the animated series, and they put the robot in as a replacement for the Torch because of right issues, because the Torch was supposed to be used in another property which never came to be, but because of that they introduced. There's this fable of they had to keep out the Torch because they said kids would set themselves on fire or things like that. This is stupid nonsense. It is because they wanted to use Torch for another thing, for another production which never came to be. That's why the robot was invented for the animated series, and then came later into the comic books.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that bothered me about this adaptation. One of the many. the most thing, and I talked to several of my subs and other people who are comic book style people who read Fantastic Four, like Hound 3000.
Greg is gone again. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Cat, we have lost Greg. He was such a nice guy.
Yeah,
He was,
I'm
too.
always here. Anyway, so Hound 3000, he's like a comic book guy, and he's from Malaysia. He's my very first sub, and what bothered him the most about it is how they changed the Silver Surfer into a female Silver Surfer when that wasn't, it's like a tiny sliver of the comic. These people that really pissed off. The only one who's a comic book person who seems to not be bothered by it is Jez. But everybody else is, including me,
Yeah.
just it was inappropriate. Come on, can we not get the regular? This is a major character.
And also, this Silver Surfer, this woman that is supposed to be Silver Surfer, she is the girlfriend of Norman Reed on his planet.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing was comic book accurate. And that was the number one
version. The version they use in the comic books, by the way, was not that she turns into the Silver Surfer or Silver Surfer. I think she turns into Nova or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm not really a comic book guy.
She
but
turned
I read
into a Herald of Galactus, but she didn't need a surfboard like her friend. She was like the Torch. Flying herself and things like that. Yeah,
and another problem I had with this movie was Pedro Pascal. He's supposed to be in love with this woman and she's pregnant and all, but he never comes across as a romantic lead. He comes across actually as kind of gay, not heterosexual. So there's no spark between him and any woman that I've ever seen him in a movie with.
But wait a second.
I'm telling you, he comes across as a gay uncle, and he doesn't come across as somebody who's very smart. And this is supposed to be like the most smartest, most intelligent person on the planet.
In the universe, Greg, he is in the comic books is supposed to be the most intelligent person in the universe. Not
and some
just
of the stupid stuff he does, like when he comes back. Well, I'm just saying planet, but yeah, universe. I'm just saying, okay, he comes back and he's giving a press conference, and why does he have to tell them that they all he has to say is that we had a battle, we're fighting, rah, 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 whatever. But what he does is that it turns the entire world against him by saying, oh, he wanted us to give up our baby and we're not going to do it. And if that means Earth is destroyed, then too bad. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard somebody say in a press conference. He does stupid stuff the entire time. He does not come across as intelligent at all. He does not have any spark with his girl.
Also, Greg, can you explain to me, like with Superman, you introduce first time a character, or in this case a group of characters, but you directly so these Fantastic Four, they call themselves Fantastic Four, but you directly introduce into your first movie a fifth member with superpowers, this baby whatsoever.
Yeah.
So you have already Fantastic Five in your first 20 minutes.
Early in the movie, the most intelligent man in the universe said that the baby didn't have any power. Remember that?
Yeah, and he should know or not. But he
apparently
should maybe he should
he was
ask.
Wrong. He was wrong about everything.
Maybe he should ask like Superman, Mr. Terrific, because when Superman he said his message has to be wrong, and then Mr. Terrific said, "No, my people have checked it; it's right." And when he says that it has to be right, I guess. Yeah. So what's the name of the baby again? Can anybody remember the name of the stupid kid? Because I personally never have read a story with him, with the Fantastic Four. So for me, that they even have a kid was ridiculous anyway.
No,
and
I had no knowledge of them having a kid, so it was
yeah,
surprising.
because when the kid was introduced late 70s, it was the time also with this robot and so on from the animated series
But
and so on.
I want to say the women, the actresses, did a good job with what they were given.
Yeah,
There's
Greg.
nothing against the actresses. It's just that their parts were poorly written again.
Greg, I just want to finish that with the kid, that people get a little bit understanding what's about this stupid kid. This kid was introduced, as I said, but when it was introduced, they directly got real problems with it because it is an almighty being, godlike powers, and so they had to get rid of him constantly. They had to keep this kid, a baby, a kid for a long time, and then something happened, and at the end, he turns evil and things like that, becomes an enemy. That's what I've heard, because I never cared for stories with the stupid kid in it, because this kid was just a huge plot hole problem for them back then already in the comic books, and so they had to get rid of him. And the thing is, you don't introduce your new superhero group whatsoever directly with that. This is exactly the same stupidity like with Superman directly get introduced with Crypto, directly introduced with Justice Gang, something far in the future, directly introduced with the Lex Luthor that has already clones and things like pocket dimensions, and this is stuff that doesn't fit together, and for sure it doesn't fit in your first introduction, establishing of something. Why the hell do they did that? I didn't understand that. She had to be pregnant in the first 10 minutes of the movie. The first movie, why not waiting for that third movie, fourth movie, whatsoever? This doesn't make any sense. Establish first the stupid family before you bring them these problems with a super kid.
During the first real action sequence is when she delivers her baby.
I gotta leave, guys. It's been good to be here, though. Yeah.
I wish we could have got to Doctor Who. You really wanted to talk about it.
Me too. Me too. But it is what it is.
Sorry, Kat. I didn't know that you're so short on time today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe next time a little bit.
Yes, that'd be great.
More time, and because we're talking every time about Doctor Who anyway. So this is season 5, and we have still 26 seasons to go. So the main Doctor Who.
One of these days, we're gonna go back and recover, all the stuff. Season 4, season 5. We're still going to talk to you about it, Kat.
Hey, I'll be ready because I've been watching the heck out of these.
I know. She was so looking forward to it, and I moved it to the front, but once again, Cub nixed it.
Yeah, sorry. As I said, I really want try a little bit to stick to some
plan.
rules here.
I know.
Just because I like that. I like this planning out and things like that because I'm German.
But your plans are flawed. This is what happened to y'all in World War I and II. You stuck to a bad plan.
Hey, the plan was good, but the execution was crap. So say nothing against the plan, Greg. The Ministry of Fun and Entertainment never makes any mistakes. I already told you that.
Okay, so I guess you got no time. I can't ask you. I guess I'll see you next time, Kat. Thanks for showing up.
All right. No problem. You guys take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, see you, Kat. So it's just us.
Right? And my phone keeps cutting in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still on power. I would say, what Fantastic? We are still with the stupid Fantastic Four. Yeah, okay, we don't have to keep it so long about Fantastic Four because my rant would go endlessly. There's so many things that I can't stand about this movie. But I think the fundamental flaw is already Pedro Pascal is not Reed Richards. It's a girl boss movie in any way you look at it, because they also destroyed the story of Galactus. Have you got that, Greg?
Oh yeah.
The original story of Galactus, he is supposed to be Norman Reed is normally Silver Surfer, and Norman Reed, he changes his mind helping Earth because of Alicia, which they kept out of this adaptation.
At least Galactus coming through the city was kind of like a kaiju moment, so that was something.
Yeah, but
it wasn't well done, but it was something.
Yeah, but they made Galactus so weak that even Sue Storm was able to hold him. How is that possible? This is supposed to be Galactus. She's not able to hold him with her powers. It's not possible.
Oh, yeah. She pushed him into the other dimension. And then, of course, that was the girls working together to defeat him when the guys were basically reduced to what was the he had to save the baby.
So Pedro Pascal, he had to get told to save his baby, his son. He has to get told. Franklin, by the way,
they swapped the baby out when he can clearly see where the baby is. So why not move him straight back? So he has to keep walking straight ahead. Why move him? Isn't it kind of stupid to put him in a tall building over to his right? When if you put him in a building behind you, he would have to keep walking, and he would walk onto your trap. Wasn't that a really stupid thing for the most intelligent guy in the world to do?
Yeah, but don't forget, Mr. Fantastic, his powers are stretch powers. But by letting Galactus stretch him a little bit and showing his pain by getting stretched, but this is fuel for a joke. When you say, oh, let's torture Mr. Fantastic, how can we torture him? We burn him. Here we let him explode. No, let's stretch him.
Well, isn't that what they did in that Wanda movie or whatever?
Yeah, but Greg, I didn't understand that. So how is Galactus torturing Mr. Fantastic? The only thing you can't torture Mr. Fantastic with, by trying to stretch him, because that's his superpower. So he was stretching him. Well, who came up with this idea? I thought, is this a joke? Normally, Mr. Fantastic would be able to stretch around Galactus, like he does in the comic book, by the way. So they even stole the only power from him. It's the superpower. So the only one who had real superpowers were the girls looks like. Yeah, and they stole the hero moment from Johnny Storm, and also the Thing was underused beyond belief. I couldn't. I think I saw even.
He did almost nothing.
Did you get that? There were even scenes in the trailer that didn't show up in the movie with the Thing.
No, I didn't watch the trailer.
No, but where he pulls the boat here in the sea, and this scene is missing in the movie. I think, okay, this is a Thing action in the trailer, but it's not in the movie. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was so disappointed. For me, these are not my Fantastic Four. The Silver Surfer making a woman out of her is just stupid. It's a deal breaker. This movie was already.
That's what I was saying. I talked to my various people, which I don't normally do, and I asked them, what they thought about it, and that was the number one thing. Making, gender swapping the Silver Surfer pissed people off. I mean, that was the main thing that they said ruined the movie.
Yeah, and it bombed. It bombed at the box office.
I think so. I think that was a big reason why.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pedro Pascal, of course, because nobody wants to see the stupid Pedro Pascal in everything. I'm so sick about him. I had to sit through 3 movies this year with Pedro Pascal. He is also in this
he's
movie.
really on a downward plunge, and plus he's dragging politics into it.
Yeah, and even the thing that some of his politics, like supporting Palestine, are even in my favor. I say I'm sick of that. As a Palestinian, I say no. I don't want that from my actors. Please just act and shut your mouth. I don't care.
I agree.
About
I don't want them
opinions.
talking about politics, even if they agree with me. So I totally go. I don't want to hear it. I don't think it's appropriate, and it's going to drive off other people who don't agree with me. I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear their opinion about stuff.
Yeah, and people would think, oh yeah, Cub is Palestinian, so of course he's defending Pedro Pascal because he's defending his cause, Palestinians. And when even I say no, just because you are not supporting genocide, which is just a no-brainer. When I say I'm not supporting genocide, or I don't like people get raped or something like that, this is just normal human behavior.
Yeah, I agree.
This is nothing I applaud anybody. So this is, and it doesn't give him the right to destroy one of my all-time favorite characters, like Reed Richards and Fantastic Four. Doesn't excuse that. No way. And also the stupid Superman movie, where people would think, yeah, but it has these Palestinians in it with the invasion, and it takes a stand on their side, blah blah blah. Yeah, sure, it's still the worst Superman movie ever made. This is coming from a Palestinian, and I don't give a fuck about stupid Gunn and his pals pretending to be on our side or whatever. Or here, Greta thumbnail here. You know who I mean? This stupid woman. When you have these people on your side, then
Rachel
you don't
Zegler,
need.
you mean?
Yeah, but when you have when these people are your friends, then you really don't need any enemies.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
I hear you.
Yeah, and this is coming from a Palestinian. So for everybody who thinks that he knows how I think about things or people or whatever, yeah, I don't mix this up. There's still horrible actors, make still horrible products, and I couldn't care less about so-called allies or whatever. Yeah, because this is going on since 80 years. It's not going on since last year or something like that. This is people constantly forgot. This is not a new problem with the genocide that is going on there. This is since 80 years. So yeah, but so much about that. It's not going into politics this time.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, and for me, not just a thumbs down. Again, like Superman, from all Fantastic Four versions, this is the worst. It's bottom of the list, and it's not even on the list. I watch even Fantastic over this anytime. I watch even here the Roger Corman one over this anytime. This is for me the worst of the worst Fantastic Four adaptations ever, because treating the characters with such little respect, this is something a no-go for me in general. Even Fantastic treated the characters with more respect than this one.
The sad part is this is the one that got the most money, and they screwed it up this badly.
Yeah, and they screwed it up the most. And this would have been the one how Disney could have tried redeem themselves, turn the ship around, because they needed urgently. They're in need for a hit, and also for an introduction for their stupid Doomsday.
Yeah, if we were to talk about box office, I mean, the superhero movies are in steep decline.
They're done. The superhero movies, these two movies.
These blockbusters are done. You can still have little cheapies for 50 million or 100 million, but I don't think Disney and Gunn know how to make those kind of movies.
Yeah, and for me, the MCU is already done long time ago. And
Feige screwed it up. There's no doubt. And hell, I think you were calling it MCU before Nerdrotic.
Yeah, but I'm not claiming that.
But I remember it. I know you're not claiming it, and I haven't mentioned it, but I clearly remember you talking about it before he did. I'm not saying he stole it from you, but who knows where he got it.
No, he didn't. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I talked about it because I heard it from him or from somebody else. But it's.
I don't know. It was what 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, but it's not important.
No, it's not important. I'm just mentioning it because that's how I remember it. It was very close. But it's been it's been the drum you've been beating on for all these years. The whole time we've been doing the show.
Yeah, I even talked about it when I made my Spider-Man reviews.
It's finally caught up with them.
Yeah, but the thing is, really these both big superhero properties, DC and Marvel, they are done because the Fantastic Four and Superman, they should have been the turning for the MCU, the turning point, and for DCU, the start point. But when you mess these movies up completely, because they are complete failures, Superman didn't even make it budget back. It didn't even bring in a third of the people with ticket sales, which are the only legitimate, because this is all stupid nonsense with the box office, because nobody cares about the box office. It's about the ticket sales. How many people have seen your stupid movie? That's the only thing that counts. And when it comes to Superman and Man of Steel, for example, Man of Steel sold 3 times more tickets than Superman.
Right. Well, that's because of inflation and stuff that they're even close to the other. But the box office does matter because they're not going to be able to keep subsidizing these films. I mean, yes, a lot fewer people are watching it, but they're paying more money. But even with that, they're not making half of what they need to make to make these things. It's not just profitable. I'm talking break even. They can't they can't break even. So right now they're taking losses.
Break even.
They're taking losses movie. Because the BlackRock and these other companies are giving them money. And the only way they get those loans is if they check all the boxes on their DEI initiatives. And that's why these films are coming out like that, because that's where they get their capital from, these sorry companies that are pushing all this woke politics. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. There's the truth. I don't mention it, but that's the truth. That's why it's happening.
Yeah. We have this woke entertainment problem since years, and it got worse and worse, and now it's at a point where people are openly rejecting it. They don't care anymore. All these franchises are completely done. Nobody cares for Doctor Who anymore. Nobody cares for Star Wars anymore. Nobody cares for Star Trek anymore. Nobody cares for the MCU anymore. They're done. It's over. And Hollywood seems not to recognize that. Gunn has destroyed his supposedly cinematic universe whatsoever with his first movie, and had put the last nail in the coffin with the follow-up, with Peacemaker, and when I tell you, when Supergirl is going to flop beyond belief, because you are going to tell me Superman is not can't break even, but Supergirl is going to? That doesn't make Greg, do you think that? Greg, you have faded out again, I think. Say something that we know that you are back.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, have you heard what I said?
Oh yeah, you don't cut out. It's just me.
Oh, good. Because you know the most important thing is that I don't cut out, as you know.
Right?
Yeah, but they wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare that.
I think everything. I
German
think
guy.
everything is riding on the Supergirl movie. And right now, people are kind of pissed off that they've made her into this drunk party girl. That is not the Supergirl. So he's already going diametrically opposed. Did you hear what Cap said when she heard that Supergirl was this drunk party girl who called Superman a bitch? She wasn't happy at all.
Yeah, and
she's a Supergirl fan.
Yeah, and Greg, it is illusional. When you think your Supergirl movie is going to bring more in than your Superman movie, and when your Superman movie didn't break even, you are going to tell me, yeah, the Superman didn't break even, but Supergirl is going to? How? In which universe? This has to be a parallel pocket universe they are in, where they because in this universe there's no chance ever that a Supergirl movie is going to make more money or even as much money or even half of the money as a Superman movie. That would be who is more interested in a Supergirl than in a Superman?
And how much you think the budget's going to be on this? Probably 200 or plus. Because James Gunn doesn't know how to be he doesn't know how to budget.
Yeah, because a Superman movie can at least bring in also normal audiences that are not comic book fans or something like that. Because Superman is an established character. But
so what do you think they're going to add a bunch of characters in with Supergirl like they did with Superman? Or do you think they're going to give her own movie? They didn't give Superman his own movie. You know that.
But I also don't understand. Supergirl is just a derivative of Superman. It's not that original of a character. It's just a female version of Superman. Also in the comic books, she's not... you can't compare. It's like with Spider-Man and Miles Morales, man. Miles Morales is just Spider-Man, the Latino version. That's it. Or Spider-Gwen, or it's just a female version of this is what you call a derivative character. And you can't bank on that when you start a universe or something like that. Why the hell will we get a Supergirl movie before we get a Green Lantern movie, before we get a Wonder Woman movie, or somebody else from the Justice League?
Hey, if they did it right, I've been asking for a Supergirl movie for 40 years. The first one was terrible. They could do a good one that would be fine. But now that they've started it like this and they've made Supergirl something she's not, I'm not looking forward to it. And I think that's going to destroy his little DC universe. But I could be wrong. I will wait and see and tell you what I actually think of it.
Yeah, and when you see what he already done to Superman, what is he going to do to Supergirl? I don't know. For me, this is just sad, because this is going to fail completely. And so we have to wait another 5 or 10 years before we get the next try. And this is the sad part about that.
And it might be another 40 years till you get another Supergirl movie. She's
Yeah,
not
yes.
that popular a character, and they keep screwing it up when they bring her to the screen.
Yeah, and they made even a Supergirl series, and in the series, it looked decent, but it was so woke,
Oh my
it,
God! It started out
yeah,
okay, and it got bad,
it got,
ridiculously bad. I watched
yeah,
some of that series, and it was just, it went. That was on what, WB or something. My God, it went
yeah,
so woke, or whatever the channel was that used to
yeah.
carry those. I think it's the same channel that had Batgirl later, with some of the same writing.
CW, I think,
Maybe
or not.
CW. That might have been it.
Yeah, yeah, but really,
I don't even think they're around anymore.
and yeah, it's just I couldn't watch it. I watched a few episodes,
Yeah,
and I had
same
had
here.
to.
I watched, and it just, I went back to it, and it got worse and worse.
Yeah, and I had to watch one of the later episodes because of a review, because it was based on an Alan Moore story. And when I made my Alan Moore retrospective, I had to watch this stupid episode from Supergirl because it was based on that. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's move on to the next one. We're 2.5 hours in now. We got to go a little faster
Yeah,
because my
but
phone will eventually die, and it keeps cutting in and out. So
yeah, and we can go faster with the Naked Gun because there's really not much about that comedy.
okay, so we've got the Naked Gun. We also have some other movies left. Pamela Anderson was in it. From
Yeah.
she used to be in Baywatch and stuff. She certainly looked older.
She used to be in Naked Gun 3, if you can remember.
Was she? Wait, I didn't remember that.
Yes, the crying game scene at the Oscars.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
completely forgotten that. No, she's in it. They've got the Leslie Nielsen role is filled by our action star. What's his name?
Leslie Nielsen.
No, that's the original. Who's the guy on the new one?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Yeah, okay.
So it's the same initials again.
I
It's kind
yeah, I
of
know.
the same name or not?
That threw me off. But anyway,
yeah.
he did an okay job. I think the funniest things were like the background scenes where they're doing some of the pratfalls and stuff. You know, that was okay. They tried. I thought it was funny where they were looking back on the old pictures of the police squad, and when it got to O.J. Simpson and the black cop was looking up at him and gave him like a thumbs down. I thought that was funny. There's some little stuff in there here and there that was kind of funny where he gets the drink while he's driving the car. Obviously, you know, it's a fake car. It's some of the stuff, some of the gags from the old movie, and they still work. But overall, overall, it's the best movie of the ones we reviewed. Tell you the truth.
For me, there was only one scene in it which worked, and that was the snowman scene, which seemed like from a completely different movie.
Yeah.
And this one worked. This one worked. This one was for me because it was not just a shallow copy of a gag from Naked Gun, but this one was in spirit of Naked Gun and also spirit of The Simpsons. It reminded me here of because in The Simpsons, in the good run of The Simpsons, in the early episodes, you had sometimes little scenes that, for example, show like Mr. Burns wants to get rid of his workers, and he invents robot workers, and they go amok, and so he had to stick to his workers. But this was just a short montage, a few seconds.
Well, a couple of minutes.
No, wait a second. I mean, in the Simpsons episode. It was not a whole Simpsons episode about that. It was just a small montage, which was funny as hell because it was just short, showed a whole story in the, kind of during the real story, and it was just very well well put in. And this scene here in Naked Gun was like that. It was just a little whole story in the middle of the real story, but it was not so long, stretched out or whatever. It didn't overstay its welcome, and fitted perfectly. Just as not something that you would make a whole movie about, but for the scene it was just okay, very good. And but all the rest of the movie was just mediocre, I would say. There was not completely terrible, unwatchable, but it was also not hilariously funny. It was just, yeah, okay. They had a plot device which was called plot device. Yeah.
Still, of the movies we've reviewed, this was the best one.
Yeah.
At least so far in this stream.
No.
There you go. It's actually a comedy that tries to be a comedy. You know,
yes.
Really
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Nobody 2 is the only movie that gets from me a recommendation.
And we haven't got to that yet. So I said what we reviewed so far, Cub. You have to actually listen.
Okay, but till now, no of these movies gets from me a recommendation. The Naked Gun is the least. It's the movie that I least hated. You could say that because I just don't care for it at all. This one gag in it.
In respect to my old friend who loved these movies, I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
And for me, it's just there. It neither gets a thumbs up or down. I just say, I'm not offended by it or something like that. I don't think it's horrible or something like that. But I also don't think you have to watch it. For this
well,
one
I definitely
scene,
don't want to watch it again. You know?
Yeah, as I said, there's one scene in it, but the rest, I don't know. Dude, really,
it was okay. It didn't offend me. It's not full of woke stuff. It's just not that great.
Yeah.
But it has a few gags that are worth it if you're bored. You know, not that bad. Okay, I guess on to the next one.
Yeah, so the last movie
Nobody
today.
2. Nobody 2. What did you think of Nobody 2?
I enjoyed it. I was entertained. I wouldn't have watched it like the first one. On this stream, we also talked about the first one, if you can remember, 3 years
we did.
ago. Yeah. And it's exactly the same thing.
I enjoyed the first one too. I enjoyed this one. I'm giving it a thumbs up as well.
Yeah.
Odenkirk, some people know him from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I think he was the lead actor in Better Call Saul. So he was the attorney, and they've kind of turned him into a small action star. I would call it like an everyday guy. You know, it's like an everyday man, but he's also not, because he's so in a way, it kind of reminds me of the early Death Wish movie, the very first one, where he's got some skills as a soldier, but he's kind of a civilian, and then he's pushed too far, and he's like, fuck it, I'll kill them all.
Yeah, and also I liked to see Christopher Lloyd in it.
I know. Well, that was my secret question. Which famous Star Trek movie actor is in 2 of our reviews today?
Because
Christopher Lloyd is in this one. Did you know he's also in Wednesday as a disembodied head?
Yes, of course. Yeah, but Wednesday, we haven't talked about Wednesday yet.
No,
so
it's
that
just
was
down at the bottom.
Not fair to bring that up.
Nevertheless, I noticed that too. I was happy to see him, and he did good in the role. I mean, he's so old, but I was really happy to see him still out there making movies.
Yeah, and also I also think that the movie gets too harsh criticism for the last 10 minutes, where it completely turns into a girl boss movie. But
the girls do end up saving him, but I wouldn't say it was a girl boss movie.
Yeah. But that's the
There's
criticism.
A difference.
That's the criticism of it. Many wannabe smart reviewers are saying, yeah, it's a good movie, but the last 10 minutes are completely destroyed, or turns can't stand that.
I didn't think so.
But I thought
because it wasn't
worked.
just her. It wasn't just women who saved him. You know, the other guy who he left that pistol over there. You notice, of course, the last scene, the girl boss, and she's got her two assassins who are supposed to be so awesome. Well, they both get killed off by the fat Mexican with the pistol, right?
And also the movie, the both
And it was
movies,
believable.
the first one and the second one, they are both anyway over the top. Anyway, the things that you see there are already over the top. So then you're saying, yeah, it's okay to see that from Odenkirk, but it's not okay to see that from his wife. This is for me, why? So
I don't
she
know
is
about
also
being over the top. All she did was shoot a dart gun a couple of times accurately from point blank range.
but
She
it seems
fired a dart gun accurately from point blank range. It'd be really hard to miss. I don't call that overpowered. She just snuck up and got in some lucky shots.
yeah,
That's
and
all she did.
also if you establish her as a good shot, why not? Why not?
Yeah,
So
I didn't have any problem with it.
yeah,
I didn't see that as over the top at all.
yeah.
And
So
he had just been saved by the guy too. Remember, he's the one who killed off her two super underlings who were like these women who can't be defeated like they always show. He just used a regular revolver on them. Pow 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 pow, and they were dead.
yeah,
Which is what would happen. You know what I mean? He knew. He was clearly a decent shot, and he just shot him from point blank range, even though he'd already been stabbed and shot and was over there on the ground, almost dying. He still managed to take out both of them. And then the other one was taken out by his wife. But to me, it fit the story. I didn't have a problem with it.
yeah. And normally I would never have watched even the first one, the Nobody one, because I knew it was kind of like a John Wick whatsoever, and I'm not the biggest fan of that anyway. But I didn't regret watching the first one back then, and with this one, exactly the same. Voluntarily, I wouldn't have watched it, but when I saw it, it was the only movie of all the movies that we talked about today
I
where
think I put
I was
Naked Gun on the
entertained.
list the first time. I'm the one who recommended it to you, if you remember, Cub. I thought we should put it on the list because I had watched it and I thought it was a pretty good movie.
You mean Nobody, the first one?
Yeah,
back
the
then?
first one, Nobody.
Yes, and I don't regret it. This is the only one where I not even don't regret it. I even was entertained with all the other movies. I was glad when I got through them. Not one of them I was really entertained. Also, not with Naked Gun. Just this one scene I liked. I thought it was entertaining, but the rest was meh. But Nobody too. I was the whole time entertained. I like but was not bored or didn't want to skip or something like that, and thought it was okay. Yeah, it's the only one that gets from me a recommendation. Yeah, and so Greg clearly agrees with me because he doesn't say anything against it. Yeah, very cool, Greg. I like it when you have exactly my opinion and don't disagree. Yeah, and I'm not using your technical problems at all to prove my point.
That was it.
Yeah. So as you clearly could
Maybe
hear,
that's
Greg agreed.
Yeah, we both agreed. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree.
Wow. So the clear winner from the movies today is Nobody too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a clear winner.
It's the only one that gets from both of us a recommendation.
Right. And I barely gave
Yeah.
Naked Gun a thumbs up. That was close. Could easily have been a thumbs down. But yeah, the others all suck. Jurassic World, Superman. I know what you did last summer, Fantastic Four. Yeah, they were bombs, and we've given the reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no movie I'm going to rewatch anytime soon from all of these. Even Nobody 2, I was entertained. You can watch it one time, but it's not something I would rewatch or something like that. So for a rewatchability, rewatch, there's nothing there today. So let's go on, I would say.
Okay, so the next one on the list is Resident Alien, which I fought hard. It's the last few episodes of a good series, a series that unfortunately decided to go woke. And we saw that like in the last season where they had all the women get together and go to the mayor to demand more money for females because apparently the females made half of what the men made. And that's just ridiculous. The whole premise was ridiculous. And the fact that they had to insert their stupid politics into the series, I think, is what killed the series. And you're right, Cub. I mean, they all the characters that had any agency were female. I did. The sheriff had a little bit of agency, and I didn't mind the female characters. I thought they did a good job in the first season and part of the second season. But they decided to just overwhelm us with this ridiculous.
And also, Greg, one of the few characters, man, that that wasn't undermined or whatever, was the father of the main
Which is,
actress
I
here.
mentioned that.
But they sent the
stream.
father away. They sent him away here with his rock band, and he was not there. So they got rid of him. So the one of the few male characters where I didn't have any problems with every time when he was on, they just sent away for a stupid reason.
At least they reduced a lot of the crap. Like they got rid of the what's her name who was playing the government girl who was constantly in charge of everything. They
and
I enjoyed the final fight between the insect creature and our boy Resident Alien, whatever we want to call him.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a Kirk versus Gorn moment, You had a battle there, and that was kind of the end of the series. At least you had something.
Yeah, you had something, but
the final episode sucked because they just turned it into I don't know, girl power hour again.
Yeah, and also the whole storyline with the alien, with the babies that are abducted by aliens, didn't work. No. It didn't make any sense. I had no idea what was going on. So, is there a council that?
And then they changed it again. You hear in the last episode they said the Greys had lost the power over the Earth.
Yeah.
How?
Yes.
How did that happen? Isn't that a big deal? And notice that they had him kill his father, which he was a jerk. But
and what was up with that? I didn't understand that. Why had he to kill his father? Why?
So, I mean, it makes no sense that they would give his father his essence. He's supposed to be out hunting and not require him to give it to him. Right? All he would have had to do was go to the council, call him, and say, "Hey, I need the essence," and he won't give it to me. Why'd you give it to him? That's all he would have had to do. Instead, he had to kill him. Which, admittedly, the guy was a jerk, and he probably should have killed him.
Correct. This is the problem with this series, because it's not the first time for a stupid throwaway joke, the story had to suffer. The logic and the story had to suffer because, isn't that funny? Now he has to kill his father to get his and make up, pretend he's a tough guy in front of his father, and now we get funny scenes from that. Just because of that, for one episode where he had to pretend that he's a tough guy, but he isn't. This joke got old very fast.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. I guess it was a joke.
Yeah, and just because of that, now he had to kill his father. Yeah, which he could do very easily, by the way. So no big deal anyway. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was disappointing. But I felt like we've covered this for 4 years. It's the last few episodes. We had to put a cap on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Would you even recommend this series as a whole?
Yeah, I would. You know, I mean, you're going to be disappointed at you know, a lot of the episodes as they, you know, the writing fails, and obviously they were trying to do something else. I don't know what. But I think this was a good series. I would recommend it because it was a good series, and then it was destroyed by bad writing. So
Yeah. So as a whole,
I wouldn't. If you were going to watch the series, I wouldn't worry about trying to complete it or worry about the later years. I would stick to like seasons 1 and 2, and just pretend the other didn't exist. Right?
Yeah, I would also say season 1 and 2. Yeah.
And the rest, if you want to watch an occasional
watchable.
episode.
Yeah, you are faded out again, Greg. Oh my God.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
you are. Yeah, nice. You are back.
It's usually about 10 seconds.
Huh? What?
It usually lasts about 10 seconds when it cuts out.
Yeah.
So that's why you hear me trying to jump in and say something between the deals. I'm having to work with my technical difficulties.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Terrific screwed me.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific. Yeah.
The electronics expert.
The famous Mr. Terrific, the biggest superhero of all time, which nobody ever had heard of.
You know, they've got another one coming up called Wonder Man. I don't know if that's a takeoff on Wonder Woman, but I bet it's going to flop.
Yeah, but in the original comics, Wonder Man is a white guy, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So
I know on the original Wonder Woman series from the 70s, they actually had one episode called Wonder Man, and they were trying to introduce the new character, but you know, the series got canceled, and so did that spinoff.
Yeah, yeah, but the words wonder don't work with man, just in the sense of gayness or something like that. Yeah,
probably,
it's
yeah.
Mr. Wonderful.
But you know who they should cast it, or you know, would be Pedro Pascal, right?
Yeah, so they
except
could
he's not black.
So they could have a white guy, have a not white guy who goes through as white guy, and so he would be the perfect Wonder Man. Yeah.
Or they could put him in blackface, right? Don't they do that a lot? They use blackface, or
no,
the liberals used to do that. Ironically, it's the people who are most progressive who would use blackface. Explain that one to me.
Yeah, but Greg, isn't this kind of strange? So you have a zero character like Wonder Man, which nobody knows, nobody cares about. It's not even Z-list or D-list or whatever. It's like Mr. Terrific. Nobody. He's not a thing in the comics. I know him. He's there. Yeah, I know him, but he's not on
zero support. Zero support. It doesn't have any audience.
Yeah, it has and
that's who they pick.
And so they pick this one,
and they race
not even try to adapt this comic appropriately. They directly start off with race swapping him.
So the few fans he has are going to be pissed.
Yeah. Because if somebody knows him from the comic books and likes him from the comic books, he's wondering, wait a second, who is this supposed to be?
Or even people who remember him from that Wonder Woman episode, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but why not go all the way and making from Wonder Man directly a black woman?
I don't know. Because the black women aren't doing so well and they're...
No, but Greg, making him a black woman, but calling her Wonder Man.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Like King Valkyrie here in Thor. Here, Valkyrie, which which decided to be king, not queen. If you can remember here in
yeah. Oh my God.
Love
She's the
and
same one who
Plunder.
wears the suit, right?
Yeah, and she decides to become king, not queen. And so just making Wonder Man black female, of course overweight black female, and just calling her Wonder Man. Yeah, why not? Go all the way. Go there. Why? Don't bother.
Okay, so I guess we should move on to the next one, which is Wednesday, season 2, which does have Christopher Lloyd in it. That was a plus.
And also we are just talking about the first 4 episodes, because the second
Right, only the first 4.
half, it's the first half of the season, and the second half is coming up in 2 days, by the way. Kind of on a Thursday, it's Monday, on Tuesday. Why didn't they bring it on Wednesday? It doesn't make sense that it comes up on Tuesday or not. Second half. They really should release it on Wednesday or not.
No, definitely.
Yeah, but for some reason they don't. They release it on Tuesday.
So starting with the last episode is she breaks Fester out of a mental asylum, releasing a bunch of the inmates, and also the guy from the first season who becomes a Hyde, who was the bad guy of the first one, is allowed to escape, and I think he kills his mother, who releases him, which of course he's male, so he's going to do something. Why would he kill his mother, who just released him? The only one in the world who's going to help him, because he's male and he's an asshole. And so, he's either got to be a super cuck or he's got to be, an asshole, which what they made him.
Yeah, but first off, let's say hello to Skugli Jotun. He says here in the chat. Yeah, so hi Jotun. And second, what I want to know is, did you like the first season of Wednesday?
Yeah, I did, yes.
And the second season so far, the first half, did you like it, or did you think was it as good as the first till now, or not?
Well,
as
we're
good?
only 4 episodes in. I think it's been pretty good so far. We've got her having to deal with her family. The first season, we didn't really see the family except at the first. The very first episode, the very first part. So now we're dealing with Pugsley, who's carrying around a zombie with him, and he's doing other stupid stuff. He kind of comes across as an idiot, which I guess is fair. He kind of came across as an idiot in the series way back when. But we had the episode where they all go to the camp, and then you have, was that our same boy from the Dead Zone that plays the head camp guy who's in charge? These scouts or whatever they're supposed to be come off more like Navy SEALs or something than they do scouts. I've never seen such a military
and
scouting
also
group.
we have a sinister director, new director from our Harry Potter, from Hogwarts, who has some plans with the siren, for example, and who seems to be the kind of a bad guy, or is going to be turned out as the bad guy, I would say.
Yeah. Well, the daughter, the girl who had the siren powers last time, she's using them for evil now. So she's hypnotizing people. She's
because but she's forced to do that from the director.
Well, she's forced because she wants goodies from him. She wants him to help her get her career going. Is that really forced, or is she a bad person? I think she's a bad person.
Wait a second. The career going, it's not the same thing. Like, this is when
he tells her.
No, because
the
career. Saying, pretending that when she wants an education or even the chance of a normal, regular life, and the school is blackmailing her, so that she doesn't even get the chance at all to make a career, for to even have a normal life or whatever, if in this sense of this supernatural world. I wouldn't say this is the same thing as if she would have a job or something like that, and then for the job doing that, because that's not the same thing. Greg.
Well, all I'm saying is, from what I understand, he told her, no, you got to do it because I can help you with your career.
Yes,
is that blackmail, or is that just
yeah,
if she doesn't do it, it ain't like anything's gonna be hurt. Ain't like he's gonna hurt her or kill her or nothing. No, he just won't help her.
wait a second, but these characters all are supposed to be young people. They are not supposed to be adults,
Right.
that are working in a company or something like that.
He's not working in the company.
Wait a second. These are supposed to be children in a school, like
Right.
Hogwarts or something like that, in a
Right.
special school, and kind of the only one of this kind.
She's looking to her future.
So it's for me, it's blackmailing. Blackmailing a kid is a complete different animal than trying to blackmail an adult. So for me, she gets a little pass.
I don't even know that it's blackmail. I mean, he tells her that if she don't help him with all this, then he won't help her with her career later. Is that blackmail? I don't think so. That's an offer.
He means, but a career means in this case that she can finish. No, a career in this case means finishing school. And
no,
for me, this is not the same.
He's clearly talking about after school. Now, after school, he's going to help her with her career. That's what he said, something along those lines. So is that blackmail, or is that just an offer? Oh, you do this for me and I'll do that for you. So in other words, if she doesn't do it, nothing bad happens to her or any of her people. It's just she doesn't get the extra help.
But she's also
right?
in a. But
so that's not blackmail.
Okay. But for me, she gets little bit of a pass, because for me these are kids or young people who easily. It's a little bit easier to put pressure on them from an adult, and also she's in a situation where she has a secret to keep her mother out of the sight. But the thing that bugged me is, of course, that males are in general portrayed horribly in this season. Every male is kind of scum or incompetent
or an idiot. It's always the same.
Woke as fuck. Because and also this forced diversity. If you have seen the father where they run away from with the mother and the daughter is a white guy. For reasons. The bad guy is they're running away from.
Oh yeah, they're both black. You're saying
yeah.
So even though they're both black, I didn't notice that, but yeah, you're right.
So we have this forced diversity in the superstition world, even because this is clearly a Harry Potter ripoff. Clearly, because this is just Hogwarts or not. It's the only school for super how to call it, people with fantasy powers. It's so which it's in itself is anyway a ripoff of X-Men anyway. And I'm sure when Greg comes back in a few seconds, then he is going to agree with me. Huh. So no disagreement from your side, Greg. So I that means for me you are completely agreeing with my arguments, which is nice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just came back.
I
don't disagree with any of that.
Yeah, the thing is, as I said, it's just a Harry Potter ripoff anyway, but also it's just X-Men anyway.
But Christopher Lloyd, it was good to see him in it.
Yeah. So I would even say they even go more in direction of X-Men than in direction of Harry Potter, because these are super humans, super. They explain it there with magic, but in fact, some of these people are just mutants or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it's just X-Men. You could say X-Men with wizardry in it.
But it's kind of a fun series. They had their deal off with the basically camp thing, and they're battling the scouts and stuff.
And this was the stuff which I liked the most, and also I liked also the
Zombie?
solving the case here of
Yeah.
of this
Yeah, that's something that they had in the
stalking
first
girl.
season too.
Yeah, this girl, the invisible girl. Of course, we don't have the invisible man. We have the invisible girl, which
It's a stalker. She's stalking Wednesday.
Yeah, but it's again this kind of invisibility, or what you call it,
invisibility
that also makes you close invisible for reasons.
Yeah. Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Because they didn't establish that she is able, like the Invisible Woman, to make things invisible. Because she didn't do that till now. So we don't know if this is maybe a power, but it doesn't seem like that. It just seemed like that she can make herself invisible, but for reasons also her clothes.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's not logically consistent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And also when it comes to this kind of classical stuff with invisible man, of course it has to be an invisible girl for reasons. Why? I'm just saying, okay, you're going to the classical stuff. Of course, you have to gender swap it for reasons, because the Invisible Man himself would make sense in this school.
Still, this is the best series that's currently on TV, I think.
Yeah, and Greg, the original Invisible Man from H.G. Wells would make sense as a teacher in this school.
Yeah.
And it would fit perfectly in the Addams Family world.
That's true.
So instead of going with that, for no reason, but I'm just saying, it's really some of this stuff, this false diversity, this super wokeness and things like that. They don't think the story through. They could have made something awesome, really something clever, where you have many things that work together as a story and things like. But they're just not able to do that for reasons. They just seems like they have just first draft of a script. They go with it, and we'll come to that more about that in the Alien Earth bath review, because it's even worse there. But here in Wednesday, it also shows a little bit, and and so but it's still entertaining. So I'm not hating on it or something like that. I would still even recommend it. I think it's. What would you say, Greg? Was it as good as the first season, or would you say it was weaker? I don't know. Greg,
can you hear me?
You are back. Yeah, you are back.
I faded out again. No, it's so far it's a little less good. Yeah, that isn't how I speak. It's not as good as the original series, but that's because of the reasons we've mentioned, and they're trying to include stuff like her brother, and he's kind of a weaker actor for one thing, and he's not written that well for another. So that's dragging the series down a little bit. Him and his little zombie subplot. I'm hoping it'll get a little better. It going out to the woods was a good idea. They have fun episodes. So
it was a surprisingly good idea because I
yeah, it was.
when they
I was
went
surprised.
out in the woods, I was worried. I thought, oh my god, now they're completely destroying the Wednesday character. But how she reacted also to the picture that they draw from her, and when she told the people, I'm not here this thing that you want you make me out to be. I thought that was good. I was surprised.
I did too. It was
Because-
good acting. It was good writing.
Yeah,
And it fit
really.
her character, like you were saying, it fit her character. How
Yeah.
often do they not be consistent with the character development? That's regular now. They don't remember who the character is. And she, I think, is putting her foot down and not letting them destroy her character, which as an actress is a really good idea. Because this character defines the actress right now. It made her.
Yeah, and also I would not even say that this second season is weaker than the first season, because we haven't seen it completely. Until now, I'm fairly entertained. I wouldn't say, oh no, I'm not as entertained as with the first season. No, for me, I'm entertained. The first season had also flaws. And for me, it's there's not really a big difference between first and second season. Till now, I would say the same as usual till now. Yeah, hi, Dr. Orloff. Nice to see you here.
Yay, Doc!
Yeah, so we doubled our viewers in the last minutes, Greg.
Well, we doubled the people who actually left comments, so it's nice to know there's people out there. We have our people.
Yeah. We completely went viral with this stream.
I would like to make a personal note. Something happened to me here just a few weeks ago. Me and Kathy were going down to the supermarket, and as we were walking in, 5 men in ski masks came out. They had just robbed the jewelry store, and we were like 5 feet away from them, and they were armed. And one of them, he looked at me, and I'm a fairly big guy, and I had like on camouflage pants and basically an army outfit for whatever reason. And he like freaked out. He tripped over his own feet, crashed onto the floor. $2,000 worth of jewelry went all over the place. And they, you know, I reached in my pocket. I was going to get my phone out, but maybe they thought I was armed because they just ran. They all ran. They left a lot of the jewelry, which Kathy picked up and brought inside for them. And I live in a city of 5 or 6 million people, and I'd never seen an armed robbery happen in front of me like that. And it could have easily ended up with one or both of us being killed.
Yes, and when you told me that story, I was shocked. You wrote about it on Discord, and I just thought, oh my God, one of my best friends in this situation. My heart stopped in the moment when I read that. Greg, I can tell you, I'm so glad that you are well, and that Katie, nothing happened to her, because that would be the worst.
It would have been a nightmare
of my life. Yeah, that would.
But I thought I should mention it. You know, it's just something that happens in life, and we're in a big city here. That's probably will never happen to you. But oh my God, it's like you see it on videos and stuff, but it's different to see it in real life. Just
you were so lucky that these guys, they seem to be no pros. They just wanted to make a hit and just fast job whatsoever. And
Well, it looked
when
like they came out and they had just stuck their weapons in their pockets, you know, and
yeah,
because they had pepper sprayed people inside and they had guns, and when they came out those doors, is like I was right there and they just freaked out. I guess maybe they thought the cops were outside waiting for them or something, because they freaked out and ran to their car, and luckily they didn't try to do anything. I wouldn't have tried to, intervene or stop. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And
yeah,
lucky.
and it is really good that you stayed calm and cool, because that's really important in such a situation. For people who are listening here, don't try to be heroes or something like that in such a situation, because
Right.
it's not worth it. Not for stupid money, jewelry, or things. Things are not worth a life. You have to always keep that in your mind.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do anything. I was trying to get out of their way,
Yeah, really, because this is just another friend of me was also involved in a robbery. He was, and the robber came in. It was here these stations here where you play for money, what you are call them casinos, or
Yeah,
but
casino
not,
or a game room.
but not a casino. It was just with automats where you put money in. Like a casino, kind of like a casino, and he was there behind one of these. He was playing, and then a robber came in.
He ducked behind the machine,
and he was behind the machine, and the robber didn't see him.
Yeah.
He was the only customer in the place, and the poor woman who got robbed, she was working there. The robber thought she was alone in this place, and the friend he's not my friend anymore, by the way, because he was the guy who ratted me out. Not ratted me out. He made a false here in front when you make a false when you say something what didn't happen.
Yeah, false report.
False report here in a case which I lost because of that.
That's crazy. Why would he get that?
Because it was another friend of him. He was an older friend, and so he chose the older friend, making a false claim, putting him over his new friend in dots by lying, and that's why we are not friends anymore. But this guy, before that happened, we were friends. This guy, he was, as I said, in this robbery thing, and he was behind this automat. So the robber didn't see him. Yeah.
Well, I used to work blowouts and stuff, so poison gas, flames 100 feet in the air. It never bothered me. It's just something you dealt with, part of your job. But and when they came outside, I had the exact same feeling as I did out there. It was like just numb, nothing I can do. I just stepped back and tried to let it go past, because there wasn't really much I could do except I wanted to protect Kathy. So if they'd made any move towards Kathy, I would have attacked, even though clearly I would have been killed. So I don't know. I'm just glad everything went down like it did, but I thought I should mention it. Part of my life.
And so that people don't get me wrong, being a hero doesn't mean that you are standing up for things. That's not heroic. It's a complete different story when it's about people who get hurt or something like that. This is a complete different animal. But we are talking here just about stupid things like money, jewelry.
I wasn't going to try to save the stuff, although when it fell on the ground, Kathy collected it and brought it inside. That was the right thing to do. She could have kept thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, but we didn't do that. That's not who we are. But I wasn't going to fight for it. The only reason that happened is because they tripped over their own feet and it went everywhere.
Yeah, it's just horrible when you are part of a situation like that.
It was scary. I was scared for Kathy. I wasn't really so much. scared for myself, but I was scared for Kathy.
Yeah, of course. That's the worst thing is when people you care about. That is something that would drive me crazy, insane.
And let's be clear. I live in Texas. I have a lot of pistols and rifles and stuff like that, but those are in my house. I never go out in the world with them. If somebody comes and tries to kick in my door, that's what those are for.
Yeah, and which is correct, by the way. I'm all for that, that you are allowed to protect yourself. Here in Germany, as you know, it's not allowed. Or it's we have rules over rules over rules. It's not even allowed anymore for women to have protection in any kind when they're out. So they have now laws against knives or weapons in general in the public, but of course the only people that are now get fined for that are the women that try to protect themselves with a weapon or with a gas or self-protection, anything. No, they can get arrested for that.
Well, you know what happened when I had burglars come and try to get through my door? Instead of waiting for them or shooting through the door, all I did was I fired into my own ceiling with a knife. Boom, boom, boom. And I'll tell you what, they stopped trying to knock my door in. And I just went back to another room. I got cameras all around my house. The reasons I have cameras is so that I can see what's out there. I don't want to go outside and get shot. I'm not going to go outside and defend my property, and I'm not going to shoot anybody coming in unless they force me back. You know, the whole plan I have is just fire into the ceiling and then retreat back to another room. And if they keep coming after me, well, eventually I'm not going to shoot into the ceiling.
Yeah, the problem here in Germany also, by the way, the only people that break down your door
Is the cop.
try to come in are the police.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
And they're doing that when you make a comment on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. That's the reason why they're doing. They're not doing that when you are a criminal, because they wouldn't dare to do that.
You want to hear what happened here in Houston just 2 weeks ago? They had guys dressed as sheriffs and with badges and everything that a cop would have. They looked just like cops, and they were knocking on the door saying it was a warrant, but the guy didn't believe them, and then they started shooting through the door. Right? They weren't cops, and he ended up shooting back and killing both of them.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
Yeah,
really,
but I'm telling you, just because they look like cops and they say they got a warrant, that doesn't mean they're always cops. This stuff happens in Houston quite a bit, so that's why cops got to be careful when they go kicking in doors in Texas.
Yeah, and here, as I said, in Germany, most of the time, there are real cops that are doing that. They are breaking the law when they're doing that. And since we don't have a law anymore in Germany, you have heard that. Don't want to get too political here.
No,
but,
I wasn't trying to be political. I was just
no,
telling my story.
but Greg, I think you have heard about that, the lawlessness here in Germany. Even your president has mentioned that it is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
We had here an American that tried to protect two women from immigrants, and he got stabbed. And his nose here, like in Chinatown, got here with a knife, damaged his nose, and it was an American, and it was all over I think it was also in the news in America, or not?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
And it's terrible.
And he mentioned he gave a speech about how ridiculous it is here in Germany that we have this immigration problem where people are completely without any protection, and the women especially, and they don't do shit about that.
If I'm not mistaken, the two people who were dressed up as cops turned out to be illegals. So they it's terrible. And they usually prey on the other Hispanics. because they're not. It's bad.
Yeah, it's a problem. And by the way, Greg, they now found a way. We have now the biggest party here in Germany is now this AfD party, which we had already talking a few times about.
Alternative for Germany, right?
Alternative for Germany, and they couldn't ban the party because now it's the strongest party in the when you ask the people what you call it, these askings before they vote, before the official voting, they ask people, 1,000 people or whatever, what would you vote? And then they say, we vote that or that, and that's how these are now the strongest party. But they couldn't ban them, but they are now banning, preventing the candidates from, because we have now elections here in Germany for mayor and things like that, and they're preventing the candidates from that they can get elected by with stupid reasons, saying, oh, they're right wing and so they can't candidate.
I've looked at the AfD. They're basically just conservative, slightly conservative. They're not even full on. They wouldn't even be elected Republican because they're too liberal. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they're right wing. They wouldn't even be classified as right wing in America. They would be center.
What is going on? What is going on? In these weeks, in these months, we are electing the smaller governments here from the towns, the mayors and things like that.
Right.
And they are systematically scrapping the AfD candidates from the list with reasons like, oh, you are kind of right wing, whatever, and then they go to court, and the court says, no, we can't do anything about that before the election, but after the election we can rule about it.
Oh, that is just
with this trick. They have already scrapped 4 candidates who would have won. They scrapped them from the lists, and I have to go to the election in 2 weeks. I have to elect the mayor here in town, and I'm curious if the AfD candidate, if there is one, and
if he's even going to be on the ballot,
if there is on the ballot or not, so that I have nobody to choose when I go voting, because they scrap the candidate. This is the newest trick here in Germany. So when I say our system is fucked, we don't have.
I feel bad for y'all guys.
It's sad, Greg. It's just this is fascism.
Yes,
I say it here loud and clear. This is what you call fascism. If you don't let a candidate, if you don't, if
I don't know if it's fascism, but it's not free and fair elections. That's for frickin' sure.
It's for sure not democracy.
No, it's not democracy either.
Yeah, this is,
and your whole system is screwed because they refuse to make they refuse to do anything with the party, even if they win everything. So the basis, the basis of your type of government requires coalition of different parties, but all the other parties are refusing to. So you shouldn't be able to.
Greg, for the upcoming elections, if you want, do you want to hear a real joke? For the upcoming elections, all the parties, besides of AfD, all the parties agreed on not bringing up the immigration problem. They agreed on
no way AfD agreed with that.
No, AFD are the only ones that didn't agree on that, but all the other ones, all the other ones agreed on and made officially, Greg, not in secret or something.
You know why that is?
They brought
Because
it in the news. It was news that all the parties agreed on not making immigration a theme of the for the election campaign.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's a major problem.
Yeah.
So I guess just close your eyes and stick your head in the sand, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's ridiculous.
All right. We should probably get back to our last item on the list, but say whatever you need to say.
No, let's rant a little bit about Alien Bath or Alien or what you want to call it. For sure not. No, it's Alien Blade Runner or not, because it's about androids. It's not about aliens.
Oh, that's right. I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to see the Alien Earth one, so you tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a Blade Runner series. It's about androids. You have 3 different kinds.
So this is Blade Runner. I thought they were doing like Aliens.
No, it's Blade Runner mixed with Peter Pan. So
wow.
The overall story is Peter Pan story because it's a Disney product and it's not so subtle. They tell you it's Peter Pan. The characters have the names from the Lost Boys. They even are called that. And the main character is called Wendy. And
if you remember the last
and in the 4th episode,
the last Peter Pan movie, instead of Lost Boys, they were Lost Girls, weren't they?
They mentioned that even. They are watching Peter Pan in the future. They are watching they're watching the movie Peter Pan and Ice Age. These 2 movies they are watching. They're reading the Peter Pan book.
So this thing is set in the future?
And even it's set 2 years before Alien.
Okay, I'm not sure what year that is.
It's
21 something.
It's 2140.
Okay.
Yeah, because Alien is 2142, 43.
So about 20 years before the original Kirk, I think.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's the whole story. In every episode, they're telling the audience, "Hey, this is Peter Pan. This is Peter Pan. Look." And in the 4th episode, they even compared the alien monster with the crocodile. They compared it themselves in the series.
Wow.
So the Peter Pan thing is not it's the opposite of subtle. It's so over the place. In every episode, they have to mention it at least 3-4 times, telling the audience that this is Peter Pan. This is Peter Pan.
Oh, last week we had a woman get drug off into the bushes by a crocodile. Or no, a gator. I'm sorry, alligator.
Yeah.
That was here in Houston. You mentioned the gators and the crocodiles. I was like, man, you got to watch out here in Houston, right?
Yeah. So the premise of the
That's all I get.
The premise of the series is the Earth is ruled by 5 big companies. And
kind of like in Rollerball.
Yeah, kind of like in Rollerball, and one of them is Weyland-Yutani, and one of them is the one where it plays, because they have an island, and on this island a Weyland-Yutani ship crashed with these aliens, and of course it's on an island, because I can tell you at the end of the series they're going to nuke the island, and so nothing of what happens in the series can affect the first Alien movie.
Yeah, they kind of have to do something like that, huh?
Yeah, and but the whole series is about these stupid androids. You have so you have three kinds of Android beings whatsoever. You have humans with Android with artificial elements, which are cyborgs, as you know, we call them, and then you have normal
Cyborg or Cybok?
No, cyborg.
Sorry.
So so you have half human, half machine. These are cyborgs. Then you have full-on machines. These are androids. And then you have androids with the consciousness of kids and these lost boys in it. This is the third kind of android. And the only android that we know is, of course, the one from Alien, from the first one. This was a just normal, regular android. But this thing is supposed to play before the first Alien. And this normal android was already 2 years before Alien and outdated whatsoever, because they had already half man, half robot, and also robots with human consciousness and things like that had already. So it blows canon completely out of the water.
Yeah, like they care about that nowadays.
Yeah, and also the aliens they get very easily killed, even with
aliens are easy to kill.
Yes,
with
yes.
Acid blood and all the rest.
Yeah, no, not a big thing. They get, you can stun them and then drag them with you and things like that. Yeah, it's a Disney
How many
version.
episodes have you watched?
The first 4 episodes, which is halfway through. I think it has 8 or 10 episodes, but
is it worth watching?
No.
Okay, I just want to make that clear.
It's boring. They're over an hour. Every episode is an hour. It has rock music in it, completely inappropriate. And the first 4 episodes, 90% filler. Sometimes you have an alien run for a few seconds or something like that, but most time it's about the stupid robots, androids, whatsoever, kids in robot bodies, which is a horrible idea. Oh my God! But it's typical Disney. It's exactly what you would expect from Disney product. It's woke as fuck. Men are all horrible as usual. Female main antagonist whatsoever, or bad guy is a Zuckerberg-like character. He's supposed to be smartest man on the planet, but he isn't. So he's just stupid as fuck with every decision. It's just it's god awful crap. I'm just sitting through it because I made an Alien review and I have to update my Alien review for it sometimes in the future.
Well, that's a thumbs down from Cub.
Yeah. And it is, as I said, it's not worth your time. And some people are praising it for the aesthetics it stole from the first Alien. It stole. But it has stolen everything, from not just from Alien, also from Predator and things like that. So it's just stolen. For the introduction episode, for example, the first episode, you have scenes like the Nostromo, and you have the same crew. You have also the same black guy, everything.
Really?
And this is smart. So what a coincidence. You have the same ship like the Nostromo, with exactly the same crew and type of characters and things like that, and also even the same black guy. But in this version, he's the cyborg in this version. The black guy is the cyborg. Yeah, and yeah, and this is the ship that crashes on Earth. But as I said, it's so bad. For me, it's unwatchable. But I'm going to stick through it, suffer through it, because I have to. I have made a review already on Alien Franchise 2 videos, and I want to update my reviews, so I have to sit through it. So, but the update, if people are asking themselves when comes the review, not before next year, because I'm going to update it also with Alien Romulus Part 2, with the sequel to the prequel to the whatsoever. Yeah, don't care. It's next year. Yeah. But enough about that. I would say we are through, and we can now go to Doctor Who, or not?
Yeah, we might as well. It's the last thing on the list.
Yeah, the last thing on the list. And sorry that Kat has no time.
She was really looking forward to it. The last two shows, she so wanted to talk about it, and both times she got shot down.
Yeah, and I
starting
just
to make
wanted
me irritated.
Yeah, and I really wanted to put it to the end, because I'm so hoping that Jess sometimes finds the time to join us, because he's the big Doctor Who expert, and it would really be great to have somebody on who has seen it all anyway. And
that would be nice, but
yeah, it would be nice.
We're gonna have to start out with it first next time.
Yeah.
Whatever you think, we're gonna have to go over season 4 and 5. Even though we're going over it now, we're gonna have to go over it again, because she put a lot of effort into this, and it's starting to irritate me.
Yeah, but do you know what? We don't have to go through it anywhere at all. We can do it next time when Kat is there, and
yeah, that's what we should do. Really, that'll make me feel better.
Yeah, good. Okay. No, I'm cool with that.
And look, if we do it early, and then we can always talk about the Tom Baker era or something. We can go over different parts of. We don't have to cover the exact same thing. We can talk about other stuff with Jez. Some of this, some of that. So instead of just sticking to that, we can ask him about. I know Tom Baker is his favorite one, like it is mine. So we can jump ahead to a different episode here and there. We can make it interesting for our people. Don't worry, people. It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it. We've been almost on for 4 hours today, so it doesn't look like he's going to make it.
Yeah, I don't want to stretch it out too much. But just
my
so
phone's
much.
Almost dead over here, and it keeps cutting in and out, which is really hard on me.
Season 5, I really liked. I watched today. I watched the last episode of it, which is called The Wheel in Space. It's a Cyberman episode.
I don't think I've seen that, but they've got like Tomb of the Cybermen. It's got the Abominable Snowman episodes. It's got the one Enemy of the World, where he takes the place of the dictator of the world. So we've got some fun episodes to discuss.
Yeah, and also it got the introduction of the screwdriver, of the sonic screwdriver.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And of course, later in the series, we're going to get to see K9 and Leela.
Yeah, later in the series, but in this season, it's not. It got the introduction of the sonic screwdriver.
That's cool.
But it's also one of the companions left, the female one, and in the last episode, the new female companion came on board here in the Cyberman one, in the wheel in space. We got a new female companion.
Oh, there you go. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So as we said, we're going more into it probably next time. And I would also say we are expanding it also with season 6, that I have the next 2 months something to watch.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So,
And of course, that's our Halloween episode. Can you believe we've only got Halloween and Christmas left in the year?
yeah, and I'm wondering, want just to look up. So wait a second. We have now September, August. Oh my God! It's going to be not the 31 here October. It's going to be probably 2nd November.
Yeah, still, it's a couple of days from Halloween.
Yeah.
Everybody in Germany will still be wearing their costume.
Yeah, and the German stream, by the way, which is on Friday, this is the Halloween.
Yeah, so it is a Halloween stream. I'll have to come haunt y'all.
Yeah. The German one is becoming the Halloween one. And so the Cubs Corner is going to be the one after that, 2 days after that, because it's on a Sunday.
Well, Doc Orloff should be there for that, hopefully. And we saw him today, so that was cool. And Skogly, I'm in his channel a lot. I left some links to our stream over there at Skogly's channel, so
yeah,
maybe some of his people
Greg,
watch. If I get the links early enough, I can drop them in streams where I'm a mod.
And Greg, this is, by the way, one of the rare Cub Corner streams today, which comes before the German version.
Yeah.
Because last Friday I couldn't make the German version because my co-host had no time, and I had to put it a week ahead. And so the German version from Cubs Corner is now Friday. So this is one of the few times where the corner is the English version is before the German version.
There you go. Where everybody can see
with the same topics. Just that's why I'm mentioning it, because it has the same topics also. Jurassic World here, nobody, and so on. Fantastic Flop and whatever. Yeah. So just mentioning that, and so I would say thanks for listening to our audience. Thanks for being here, Greg. I hope you can do something against this fading in and out. I have no idea what is going on.
I have no idea what's causing it. I'll keep trying to adjust it, but I don't know what's causing it.
Yeah, you are using your smartphone or not?
Yeah, I am. The same thing I've been doing for the last year. And it only started doing this the last time. And it only does it when I'm streaming with you. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
And last time I tried 2 different devices, so I don't think it's my phone.
Hey, maybe you need a German smartphone.
Yeah, maybe. It might be something to do with the internet or StreamYards or something. I'm I don't know. It's a mystery. I'm trying to solve it, believe me, because it's really irritating for me.
Yeah, and so it's an unsolved mystery, which we also
I'll call
about.
Mr. Terrific again.
Yeah, we need Mr. Terrific, clearly.
All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you on Halloween or a couple of days after.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.